and I put lights up, and no kids. No kids. We got like 24 kids last year. 0 this year. None.
Sweet.
So I have all that anger and frustration.
And rage built in.
So I can fuel Thorne.
That works out. And who is Thorne?
Thorne is a dragonborn barbarian. She likes to eat and fight and sleep in no particular order. Those are about the only things she likes to do.
Because those are the best things.
They are. And why do anything else?
Right. So from there, we'll jump over to someone who is the opposite, who doesn't like to fight or destroy things, but does like to eat, I guess. Mr. Bitters, who are you? What are you doing here? And who are you playing tonight?
I don't know.
Beef stew, apparently.
Yes.
Judging by your name in Zoom, you're playing beef stew.
I'm beef stew. I'm Mr. Bitters, and I hate everything. And I moderate around here or something when I'm less tired, which is never.
Right.
So tonight I play Stewart Gibbs, not Toddrick Ellisor. He's a human fighter, but he is pals with a certain Toddrick Ellisor.
Are you sure you're not a Toddrick Ellisor?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'm pretty sure that Frags is Toddrick Ellisor. So, Frags, who are you? What are you doing here? And who is Toddrick Ellisor?
I'm going to be Frags. I do moderate around here sometimes, on occasion. I'm playing Toddrick Ellisor, I don't know, maybe human dwarf nature wizard guy.
Maybe human dwarf nature wizard guy.
I forgot about the maybe human part.
And yeah, they like to call me Hot Toddy. So
who does?
I do.
Beef stew.
Oh no.
Or beef stew and Hot Toddy. That's.
I don't want it.
You didn't know this was a buddy cop drama.
I didn't know. Last but not least, apparently Grand Mimi Ninny, played by Rem. Rem, who are you? What are you doing here? And who is Grand Mimi Ninny?
Hey guys, it's Insomniac Sync. I'm not a mod around here. If anything, I'm the one that probably gets modded. Auntie Nanny is a old, withered, witchy kind of woman. She's not really a witch. There's a witch that lurks within her that threatens to burst out. But she's essentially Mrs. Doubtfire meets like Mary Poppins meets somebody's grandma somewhere meets just the best, kindest old woman in the whole world until she starts casting dark magic and then she turns into like Emperor Palpatine. Like I said, human wizard, abjuration mostly. She gets knocked out a lot because she's old, but she ain't scared. She's strong. That's her.
Perfect. And then in that case, without further ado, we'll jump right in. Previously on Curse of Strahd. Leaving Auntie Nanny to recover from her wounds and her strange behavior, Toddrick, Stewart, and Thorne decided to head to Yester Hill in hopes of routing a few more druids and recovering the missing seed once belonging to the Mardikovs at the Wizard of the Wines. Making their way to the hills, the members proceeded to the large circle of stones at the top, when Thorne heard a strange whisper offering her a powerful weapon if only she could prove herself, attracting her to a burial cairn belonging to an ancient barbarian. Disturbing the cairn summoned the restless spirits of the barbarian tribe, only vanishing when Thorne had proved herself worthy of the blood spear. Proceeding to the circle atop the hill, the members of the Order of Ash and Bone arrived just in time to watch as Strahd von Zarevich arrived by his powerful dark magics. Strahd proceeded to invite the group to watch the ritual that his dark druids were performing. Stunned, they followed and watched as a dozen druids slit their own throats and summoned a monstrous, hulking tree creature that headed straight for the Wizard of Wines. Auntie Nanny, you awoke alone and at the Wizard of Wines. Your companions have seemed to have gone away. You are here. What are you doing?
Oh dear, I suppose we have started quite a mess when we fought all those nasty dirt wizards who infested this place. I suppose I can help tidy up everything. And she's going to, Faldy Raw, Fiddle-dee-dee, a spoonful of sugar, and bibbidi-bobbidi, boobidi, make all the magic happen. animate little mops, brooms, but not screw it all up like Mickey Mouse did in that one movie. She knows her shit.
Yeah. Serious business here.
Yep. Hard to make this place look fancy.
So you spend the first thing you notice is a lot of the Mardikovs are gone. They just seem to be no longer here. So you go about cleaning the mess you and your companions made. You know, there's wine everywhere. There's broken windows. There's broken tables and chairs. There's broken bottles in the basement. There's dead druids all over the place.
Nasty.
Yeah, they're really disgusting and hard to clean up.
No, we did take all the corpses out.
That's true. You did take the corpses out. I don't know if you guys did you bury them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and the older kid.
Well, there is a lot of blood everywhere. So that's inconvenient. So Auntie Nanny, you go about cleaning the house, feeling bad for whatever you did. So you're doing this for a few hours. You know, you're by yourself. You get in the Auntie Nanny zone, and it's not long before you hear this loud pounding noise and probably several distant shouts. The pounding noise seems like it's getting closer and closer and closer.
What dear, all this running around, shouting about, I've just got this place cleaned up and now you're going to make a racket of the world. And she's going to run over to like one of the I guess not like the top of a Dutch door, but like a window on one of the upper floors and just throw it open. Who's out there making all that racket?
And what you see coming towards you, since you have a fair bit of knowledge about this, you see what looks to be a 30-foot tall Strahd marching down a path directly towards you.
Oh, whenever I'm feeling down and gloom, I hum a little tune, slam the door, humpty diddly, humpty lie, starts like booking it to the back of the... Yeah, just... Oh dear, what do we do? What do we do? She's running around. Yep. Help me, sweet Jeebus!
All of the gods, whatever your name! So you are haphazardly running around the entirety of the Wizard of Wines as this thing is getting closer and closer to you. As you like see it through a few windows and it's getting closer, roll me a perception check real quick.
Oh dear, my eyes aren't what they used to be there, you know. Let me see. Perception. Oh dear.
Okay. So you see this 30-foot lumbering Strahd, fangs bared, eyes glowing green, just sort of coming right towards you. And it looks like it's reeling back to like strike at the building you're in. And you hear noise coming from the other side of it that sounds like yelling? Sounds like people yelling?
Yeah.
Like you're not quite help, but more like offensive yells. And Hot Toddy, Beef Stew, and Thorne, what are you doing on the other side of this 30-foot tall Strahd monstrosity?
Yeah.
Monstrosity.
You can't name yourself Hot Toddy and not expect things like that.
True. I'd say we're drawing straws as to who gets to mount this freaking thing.
Well, obviously Thorne.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously we were gonna make you draw the short straw. We were just giving you the illusion of choice.
That's awesome.
All right.
So you guys are chasing this thing down, and you see that it's making a beeline directly for the Wizard of Wines.
Okay. I can throw my spear.
Sure.
I'm gonna get it back. It's my super badass spear.
Okay.
I have a 20-foot range to throw with it.
Mm-hmm.
So basically my plan is that I'm gonna throw the spear at it and then run toward it and grab the spear, like climb, and use it to like sort of start to climb on.
Okay, so throw your spear and we'll see if you hit, and we'll start with that.
Okay. So
I like where you're going with that.
This uses strength.
Yeah.
Would that still? I don't have to change it to Dex.
Nope.
Okay. Oh, well.
carry on.
She's back.
Go ahead. How do you kill the tree blight? No, go ahead and roll damage on that spear. Jesus. 14 damage.
Yeah, I don't know how you would. I guess it would be the one-handed.
Yeah, I would assume you're throwing it, so it'd be one-handed, in my opinion. I don't really know how to. Yeah. I don't really know how to throw a two-handed spear, just like over the head. Yeah. Hot damn, 14 damage.
And then she's just gonna book it right up to it and just like start climbing.
Okay, so I'll say because you crit, make me an athletics with advantage.
Okay.
And that'll determine how far you get.
Okay.
16. Okay, so a 16, yeah. So you just sort of, and it like hits right in like the back of the lower back of the monstrosity, and you sort of leap and grab onto it with both hands, and you're able to hold yourself up there. So you're at like lower back height as you're finishing your move to like pull yourself up as you're looking for like handholds. We'll figure out how you climb up it after we roll initiative. So everybody, click on your tokens there and roll initiative as you see Thorne launch her new spear into the back of this thing and charge it. Auntie Nanny, you just see this thing still coming at you. It's unpleasant to behold.
Oh, okay. It's very unpleasant. I don't like this.
Yeah.
This is not what trees do.
Right. So let's see. Let's take... you guys should all be on the map. Let's go ahead and put... we'll put... you know what? We'll just... Boop. There you go. You're on them now. So we'll go to Toddrick. Toddrick, you were discussing... And, like, as you're going, you're, like, grabbing sticks and, like, cutting them into short straws and, like, looking at Stewart. And then you just see Thorne just... and throw the spear and then charge it and leap onto the back of this thing. As you look at the sticks and just throw them to the side. What do you do? Actual Toddrick. Do you hit it with a stick? Do you cry about not having spell slots?
He's gonna see her do that and go, well, I'm not doing that. He's gonna look over at Stewart and like, I suppose you're gonna throw your thing into it and get up on its back as well, eh?
No.
Yeah, okay. That's good. It was a test. I was just making sure you weren't crazy like
I'm clearly crazy. I'm here with you people, but
let's see. Let's just check the cantrips.
See what happens.
See what I got. Man, I guess he's gonna look at old beef stew and be like, well, it's now or never, and he's gonna chase it with the shillelagh and throw a beat down on it.
God damn it, beef stew! I can't have it happen. So cast your shillelagh. Fucking 16 hits. What does this look like as you hit this giant tree in the ankle?
Pretty much how you would expect a dwarf hitting a giant tree monster in the ankle to look. He just runs up at it, swings his ever-loving heart out, just...
And that's basically what happens as you just connect with its ankle and the thing takes another step moving forward, completely ignoring your existence.
Yeah, he's gonna look at Stewart and be like,
I don't know, that was more or less my plan too.
And you see this tree blight just kind of completely this monstrosity kind of looking at you and like ignoring you entirely. Auntie Nanny, you from inside, you see this thing reel back and just destroy a chunk of this building as it has a sweet ability that Thorne can't wait to have, and is a siege monster and just decks this building with his branches, dealing a shitload of damage to it because he gets double damage on structures and objects. as it's just plowing through the stone wall of the winery. With that, it is Auntie Nanny's turn. You are inside. The building around you is shaking. Glass is shattering. Things are falling off rafters. Dust is falling everywhere. Stones are spilling out. It's ruining,
just cleaned this place up, you bitch!
ruining all of your good work.
Yep. Nanny's brain is going to start working, surprisingly. Probably not working in a good way, but she's got a plan.
Yep.
3, 4. She wants to come over to this little pulley system and try to push it or like wedge it onto the cart down here.
Okay. So you want to tip it over.
Yes.
Okay.
So onto that thing.
I will warn you, but won't stop you, that cart contains the last 3 barrels of wine.
Shit. Then he's gonna go over there and then cast like mage armor.
You would know that.
Yes. She would know that.
I won't stop you.
She'll stop her.
Okay.
She's gonna cast mage armor then instead.
Okay, that's fair. Is that all you do? Just mage armor up and prepare?
Yeah, just run, hide near this thing, and just mage armor up.
Okay.
It's got the last. I gotta save the line. She's gonna leap down onto the cart. Then just use her last little bit.
You can do that. There's like a rope. You can slide down it. You've done it before in badass nanny mode. Stewart, you see that Toddrick has also forsaken sanity and has charged the monstrosity and has struck it in its foot.
Yeah. And it doesn't seem to care. It's still attacking.
No, it's attacking the building.
Stewart's glaive is more axe-like than Toddrick's club. He loves his club, but Stewart's just gonna get up beside him.
Is that bad sass from Stewart over there?
Yeah, he's gonna get up beside him and just keep swinging.
Okay, let's have it.
Working that same ankle.
I bet you are.
Yeah. No.
That's not what happens. But I believe you have a backup attack.
Yeah.
Okay, that was interesting. So, you know what? Describe that 1-2 punch.
He pulled out his glaive and he thought he had like the hefty end forward, but he'd had it flipped around somehow. He never puts it away that way. He's really meticulous. But so when he went to swing, there was no blade.
Yeah.
So he flipped it around and then thought about it for a second and then did the back end.
Yeah, that makes sense. You were very distracted by the fact that Strahd rode in on a flaming horse and lightning and summoned a tree monster and then walked away.
The first couple of times that happens, it'll really mess you up.
It'll really screw you up. So you deal a solid 9 damage to this thing. How do numbers work, guys? That's how. And guys, don't worry, this is only a CR7 monster. You'll be fine. And with that, Thorne, you've mounted it. What's your plan here?
The plan is kind of to make up the plan as we go along.
Okay, so like every Thorne plan ever. Is what I'm hearing.
This seemed like a good idea.
Yeah, so every Thorne plan ever is what I'm hearing.
So, what she was trying to do was cripple it in some way, or start to, like, get into some place where she could stop it from moving.
Right.
So, now that she's here, sort of in the middle of its back, I think that's sort of what she's going to look for, is some sort of weak point place that she could, chop, put something somewhere.
Yep.
That would. So, would you want me to roll for that, or?
So, what are you using to chop this thing down with?
I have a great axe. Hang on.
Okay.
Seconds. Hello.
Children's. So let's say you're using your great axe. You also have a new axe you found embedded inside of a Gothias tree. But let's say you're using your axe. When you get back, I will need an acrobatics check for you to stay on this thing. But I'll let you argue for an athletics, just to see how that goes. While she is feeding young, starving children candy, Toddrick, what's your intent?
Honestly, I kind of want to see how she does before I answer.
Fair enough.
I wish I hadn't muted. One kid had to sing a
Oh.
whole song to me.
Wow.
He sang a whole trick or treat song to me. It was
That's
really cute.
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So if you're going to pull out your, I assume you're leaving your spear in there. You're going to pull out one of your
Yeah.
axes. You have 2 axes now, just as a reminder.
Yeah. So I'll just do this quick. I got more kids. I'm gonna rage, and then I will great axe it.
Okay, so roll me acrobatics or athletics, whichever one
Okay.
you can argue for, to stay on there.
Oh no!
Okay, so we'll say that Thorne grabs onto the spear, stands up, gets her battle axe out, and racks into this thing for 8 slashing damage. And then the spear, Toddrick, you hear as you can see the spear just bending underneath her monstrous weight as the spear just comes out of it, and you see when she strikes it, she just rides the thing down and is now dangling off the ass of this monstrosity with her axe embedded in its lower back. The spear clatters to the ground next to you. Thorne, you did 8 damage, right? There's no extra bonus for raging.
So
It's
she's
built in.
Okay, good.
so she's hanging on, but the spear's on the ground.
Yes.
Ooh. Ooh. Todd wants to help, but Todd's not sure if helping is what he's about to do. I'm going to pick up the spear and try to throw it into the monster next to her so she has something to grab onto.
Please roll a 1.
But I don't have a, like, I don't have a fucking spear button.
It's strength, and you're not proficient with spears. As a druid, you are
Think
proficient with
druids
spears.
are, yeah.
You are, so you are actually proficient with spears despite never using one before. So it's strength roll plus your proficiency bonus plus your strength. So 1d20 plus strength mod plus proficiency.
If you pin her to the tree, she still won't fall.
Those words just sunk in. So a 12, you grab this thing quickly and you like, I'm coming up with a plan, and you throw it. Yeah, you should have
2 for mod.
You should have plus
Or
there.
proficiency, rather.
Yeah.
Yeah, proficiency is 2, but I have a -1, so
So +1, so it'd be a 13. Either way, you miss by a decent margin. So you throw this thing, and it lands surprisingly close to where you want it to, except what you hear is a thunk, and then it clatters back to the ground, as you did not throw it enough force to pierce the barky hide of this monstrosity.
Oh, she's mad. Spear.
I kind of want to I want to pick the spear up and throw it and kind of hand it to
Hand it to
Beef Stew.
So you reach back down and pick it up and like look at him confused and just sort of hand it to him.
She needs our help.
I'll just take it back.
Well, you're holding onto your axe as you.
Oh.
So basically,
Okay.
you stood up on top of your spear and then took your axe out and swung. And the motion of that made your axe. You made the spear kind of tip out, and you just rode the axe down. So you're holding on to this axe as you're dangling.
Yeah, that's I was trying to get it back to you. I wasn't just like taking, oh, cool, new weapon. No, I was trying to help you by giving you like another foothold or something.
Yeah.
I know.
So this tree blight, inconvenienced by a person on its spine, is going to gross.
Dude.
I forgot about this. So Auntie Nanny, you see this. Actually, you don't, because you're way the hell in the back.
Yep.
So the rest of you remember, as this thing was walking down Yester Hill, it was smashing down the cairns, and just all of its viney tendrils were grabbing corpses. So now, like, hanging from its branches are these corpses. And as Toddrick, as you're handing this spear back to Stewart in hopes that he's better at it than you are, you see one of these things just on the vines as a human corpse smashes directly into Thorne. Thorne, you take 15 bludgeoning damage and are knocked from your perch. Roll me athletics.
Sorry, that would be halved because
It would be halved. Yep. Roll me athletics to see if you can wrench your axe free as you tumble off the spine of this thing. Yeah, athletics. Yep.
Can I take a reactionary attack because it attacked a creature that wasn't me, and I have the sentinel feat?
Yes. Thorne, you are able to wrench your battle axe free from this thing as you are carried away, and we'll say you just land like one square over.
Okay.
11 is not enough to hit it.
So I have my axe and my spears on the ground.
Your spear is Toddrick is holding the spear out to Stewart as you are airborne off of this thing.
Okay.
Enjoy your
That brings us to Auntie Nanny. Auntie Nanny, you hear, I assume, a gruff yell from Thorne and a clatter to the ground.
Yeah, I hear a lot of shit hitting a lot of fans, I'm sure. Nanny is going to then scoot over to this little stable here.
Yep.
And like try to get the horses out and get them to the cart. I'm just going to try and do like a whistle, but it's probably going to come out more like a...
That's fair.
That is... to get the horses, to their place. Sometime to get this stuff out of here before we lose all of our quest items.
So I'll say that you slam the door open, you unlock the paddocks, or the stables, and you are able to spend your action. You know what? Roll me animal handling just for shits and giggles, just to see how bad it goes.
That'd be shits.
Okay, that's enough. You are able to get the horses. They're trained horses. You're able to get the horses out and yoke them up to the cart, and that will end your turn.
Gotcha.
Unless you want to shout and let it all
out. She'll shout, "Mush!" or "Giddy up!"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll let you shout and just slap a horse on the ass, and they begin to canter off because there's no one to lead them. So they just begin to like slowly walk down the path away towards the crossroads.
I want to sit. I want to sit up there with them though and get the reins.
You want to get on?
Yeah. I was hoping to get on.
You're riding it away. Okay, yeah, sure. So in that case, you get the horses up there. You get them all out. You hop on the cart. And they begin to canter off. And we'll have you roll subsequent animal handling checks to see if you can maintain control of these animals. That's awesome. Stewart Gibbs, you are being handed a spear. You just watched a human corpse smash your dragonborn in the face and knock her off of the back of this giant Strahd creature. What are you doing?
Well, I just like to point out that the shout joke was one I could have done without, and I think he remembered something about a seed. There was a seed or something. Wasn't there this thing?
There allegedly was a seed.
Allegedly was a seed in this thing.
Yep.
And there was like a glowing thing in his chest way up there.
Yep. Green glowing.
So I think, as much as I hate to admit it, Thorne was onto something. I would like to climb the tree.
How do you do so?
He probably lets go of his weapon, and it kind of just disappears, blinks away into pocket dimension. He keeps it in.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just leaps at it. He's seen the barbarian do it. He can do it.
Is there anything you can do? I can do better.
Yeah, exactly.
Roll me athletics. By golly, you do it. Unfortunately, you didn't have a spear to give you, height onto it, but you do leap onto the ass of the monstrosity and begin climbing your way up its viney protrusions, making your way towards the gash that Thorne ripped in its spine. So you're able to run, charge, grab this thing, and begin climbing your way up this thing. Is there anything else you want to do?
If you could pull this thing any lower, that'd be great. I think I think he's probably going to pull out the silvered short sword he's got.
Okay.
Kind of ready to use that as a climbing tool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, Thorne, you are prone, knocked on your ass. You see that Stewart is taking over your position. Toddrick is there dumbfounded at the fact that you got splattered off this thing and that Stewart just jumped on there and is still just holding your spear. What do you want to do?
All right. I will get up. I will hold out my hand for my spear.
Toddrick, do you hand her a spear?
Yeah, probably as fast as I possibly can because she looks very angry that I'm touching her stuff.
But she understands. So, we're gonna just do it again. It worked the first time.
Yep.
It'll work this time. Although, oh no, I only have half movement. Damn. Would I be able to get? Yeah, I kind of have to go around it. Can I get to like?
To do what? To get to its front?
Yeah.
You would have to go around to get to its front. So you can move 15 feet towards the front of it. It seems to be stopping because it's destroying the building that you're facing.
Yeah, like I'm kind of trying to get between. I'm thinking, getting between it and the building might help.
Okay. Yeah, you can do. Yeah, you can move to like right over here.
Okay, so I'm gonna get to there, and I'll yell, push it back from the building, and then I'm gonna, yeah, I'm gonna throw my spear with my rage and.
All right. 22 hits. Your spear sticks in it. 11 piercing damage as you jab your spear inside this giant monstrosity. And you have no more movement
for
speed.
some sort of joint or something. Yeah, and then I'll just because I can't move anymore. I don't have anything for bonus action, so yeah, I'll just get ready to jump.
Okay, perfect. In that case, I believe it is Toddrick's turn. You have seen nothing but madness around you. Your friends have seemed to have lost their sanity, and you are safe on the ground. What do you want to do?
Well, first off, Nanny's like just leaving us, right?
Yeah, she's abandoning you.
All right, cool. Whatever. Let me look at the positioning of said monster here. Let me look at the details a little closer here.
Sure.
Let's see. How large is this creature?
Well, each of those squares is 5 feet. So huge.
Okay.
It's about 30 foot tall.
I meant like a category-wise.
Huge.
Oh, huge. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I didn't expect to be able to pull it anywhere, but I wanted to try to use Thorne Whip to trip it.
Can you use Thorne Whip on huge creatures? Does it specify?
It says only if it's large or smaller, you can pull the creature up to 10 feet.
Right.
But like I said, I don't want to pull it. I want to kind of like trip it.
Okay, so the way trip works is you need to make an opposed athletics check. So I will let you attack, and if you attack, you can roll off with your strength versus its strength to see if you can trip it.
You've got this.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Okay. Well, yeah.
I trip over you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So you want me to just roll strength?
No, I want you to roll to hit.
Roll to hit first, yeah.
Yep.
Obviously, that's the thing.
11 does not hit. So you whip out at this thing, and like the viney, you see like the viney protrusions that are on its feet, sort of anchoring it to the ground whenever it moves. They sort of just like they tendril up and knock your vine whip away. Your plan seems like it could work if you can land a hit. What do you want to do? Is that it for you? That's your action. Do you want to run away in fear?
I'm gonna run towards the building.
Okay. As long as you stay in one of the squares directly around this guy, as long as you stay like close to his vicinity, he won't reach out and attack you. You can move all the way to like over here if you'd like.
No, I'll get somewhat close to it.
Sure, perfect. In that case, the tree blight is going to continue to just the building with its branches attacks. And just more and more of the building is just getting shattered all over the place. There's dust and rocks and glass just piling up everywhere. It's kind of making it hard to see around here. There's so much dust is happening. Auntie Nanny, roll me animal handling.
All right, horses. Don't screw me up. Aye!
Where are you going?
Nanny is first off, she's gonna go full Vin Diesel, jump in between these horses, legs spread like he did on the no, it's Van Damme. It's Van Damme.
Yep.
And like straddle them both.
Yep.
Detach the cart so that it's not there anymore, and rein them back around, kind of towards the tree.
Yep.
So she's got like some distance on them,
Yep.
on it, and just to kind of see what's going on, because she hears it fighting.
Yeah.
So she's coming around the edge of the building.
So
back with two horses.
and you get them going up to speed enough that you can pull the bolt and remove the cart. The cart kind of keeps going for a little bit until you have momentum, and then you wheel them back around. And we'll say that you end up like in a this way area, which is just enough area for you to see the ass end of this giant Strahd creature with Stewart is climbing the back of it. Is what you can see from where you are.
Do I have time for an action?
I think your action was being awesome on that
being
horse.
Awesome. True.
If you have a bonus action spell, you could do that. You could pop that off.
Do not. Well, I have one, but it's not gonna help.
Okay.
So that's it.
In that case, you are still mounted on two horses. There's like a wagon thing just dragging behind you. Like the cotter pin that holds it in is just dragging behind you. As you are approaching this giant Strahd beast. Stewart, roll me perception. Despite how intently you are climbing this thing, I assume you have like short sword like somewhere tucked in as your hand over hand climbing this thing. As you like turn your head, you see Auntie Nanny riding like a bat out of hell with 2 feet in like each stirrup on the in between horses, as she's just holding the reins and riding 2 horses that seem to be in lockstep into the battlefield. What are you doing?
I'm probably real distracted.
Yeah. By both of the things that you just saw.
Yeah. Like that's what Toddy sees in her. Yeah, he's gonna get his head back in the game and like pull out the sword and like trying to wedge it in where he can and climb up towards where the glowing part was in the chest.
Okay.
It feels like that's the weak point.
Okay. Roll me. So how are you using the sword to help you climb?
Like anytime he sees a crook or a crack or somewhere where it might fit, he stabs it in and uses it for leverage.
Okay. So what I can do is you can make an attack, or you can have advantage on your athletics to climb.
I'll take advantage.
Okay. So then as long as you're using that sword, you have advantage to climb.
Cool. Well,
So, not great, but better than nothing. You do find a few cracks as you kind of like jam it in. It is proving to be much harder than you expected. Even though you're seeing cracks, you get the short sword in like a sliver, and then you try to like grab on, and it slips back down. You're mostly able to use your hands and kind of clamber up. You do get a few more feet up, and you move from like ass to like lower back, and you're like adjacent to the rake that Thorne put in this thing. So you could possibly scooch over there and use that to your advantage next time. But you do make it a few more feet up this thing. Given that it's 30 feet, that's a progress.
yeah.
Is that it for you?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, Thorne, you are coming around front of this thing. There is rubble around you, like rising clouds of dust, and you hear in the distance, "Yeah, yeah."
I do not understand what that means.
Right.
So I will just focus and start climbing where I stuck the spear in.
Yep. So roll me athletics.
All right. And can I? Oh.
Can you?
Well, what I was hoping for was being able to hold on to the spear and then use the axe.
You could do that.
Try and get it.
You could do that, but on a 9, less successful. You can, however, remove the spear or leave the spear in and fall. Your choice. You can leave. So you go to run and grab onto this thing, and you can either take the you can punch yourself in the head. You can either take the spear with you, or you can just fall. You take no damage either way.
Okay, I'm gonna take it with me.
Oh wait. Kit has decided to give you his monthly advantage.
Oh, nice.
So you can have advantage on that roll.
I will.
All right. So in that case, you run and you just you grab onto that spear. You hook the axe in, and you begin to pull yourself up onto this thing. Now, is your intent to like pull the axe out and pull the spear out and sort of like mountain climb this guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So I think I want to. You know what? It's proving difficult, so we're just going to go straight to the top.
Okay.
Right? Because I don't know what this thing is. I don't know what it does.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to go straight to the top and work my way down.
Okay. So you're gonna just
Yeah, I'm just going
Up
to
this
motor
thing.
it.
okay.
Like a double move, I guess.
Double move. Yeah, you could double move. Yeah, because climbing is half your normal speed. So yeah, so you would climb 15 feet and you climb to the top of this thing, and you'll be cresting it and like trying to get to standing position. On your next turn, you can be standing on its shoulder.
Okay.
Perfect.
As high up as I can. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
And as you guys saw in chat, if you want to affect the game, you guys can donate for all kinds of things. Nat 1s, Nat 20s, extra monsters, more fun for me, or good things for those guys. And subscribers get special bonus things. We'll go to Toddrick Elisor. Toddrick, you see Thorne has mounted this and is proceeding to climb to the top.
And old Stu, he's on it too, right?
And Stu is on it. Stu is on it too.
Well, guess who's gonna try to go ahead and get up on the monster? This guy.
Is Hot Toddy?
Hot Toddy is trying to. He's like, well, I guess the best place to do damage is on it, and he's gonna try to climb this thing.
How do you climb it?
Very carefully.
Okay.
Oh man.
Spider Todd. Spider.
You know what?
You know what? You know what? Could I use Thorn Whip and pull myself up 10 feet onto it?
You can do that, and as a freebie, as a Halloween freebie, you can be Spider Todd.
But Nanny's got to get you a costume.
No, I'm going to be Green Goblin. He's going to be my pumpkin bomb.
One of the monsters you told me you wanted to transform into is a giant wolf spider.
Yeah, I could do that.
It's your call.
You know what? Yeah. You know
Okay.
what? Spider Todd.
Spider Todd.
It's happening.
Because they do have spider climb, so you can climb on difficult surfaces, including upside down on ceilings, without needing to make an ability check. So describe to me what it looks like when Toddrick Elisor becomes Spider Todd.
You know what it looks like when like Goku goes Super Saiyan?
Yep.
Yeah, just way less cool.
Okay.
Todd's just gonna like go like that, and like legs are gonna sprout out of his side, and the crazy thing is like he's gonna get down on the spider legs and start crawling before the rest of his body is morphed into a spider. So all you see is like dwarf body with spider legs, and him going, "I'm coming," with like spider legs.
Because your arms and legs don't actually turn into spider legs, they just revert into your torso, like into your carapace. The legs actually spread out of your back, so for a minute you're just walking, you're just crawling as they're just out of your back. I dig it. And you are able to use your full movement speed to climb the top of this giant Strahd statue that has come to life.
Yeah, I'm a perch up on his head if I can get that high.
You're there. Jesus Christ.
Show off.
Oh man.
Can I shoot butt ropes down to help?
You can on your
others?
turn. You can
Okay.
for sure on
All
your
right.
turn.
All right, you guys get ready for the butt ropes.
Oh no. I don't.
I'm the only one who's not up there now.
Yeah. I mean, you're halfway there. I don't know how this monster responds to you being there. Because it gets like 4 multi-attacks. You know what it's going to do? What's it going to do? This one is going to... Man, I'm going to roll 1d3 and see who this attacks. /R 1d3. 1 is Toddrick, 1 is Toddrick, 2 is Thorne, and 3 is Stewart. Thorne it is. Thorne, I need you to make me a DC 15 strength check. Thorne, you are grappled as you are climbing this thing, and so you're like by its shoulder at this point. As you just see like roots burst out of this thing, roots and vines, and just sort of like and cinches you down to its shoulder. You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage, so reduce that by half. I'm sorry, that's at the start of its turn. Never mind. But so yeah, you are just pushed into this thing as it wraps around you. Auntie Nanny, you see, as you are still like, yeah, and rounding around the corner, you see that all of your friends and a giant spider seem to have mounted this giant Strahd statue, and you see Thorne angrily raging against the vines that are capturing her to the chest of this thing.
Do I know that Toddrick is the spider?
You don't. You just saw a spider climb up and emerge on the top of its head. Because he was on the opposite side of it.
Oh dear! It ate Toddrick!
No, it is.
What?
You just hear Stewart yelling, it is!
The giant vampire is Toddrick! We have to save it from the spider!
Please shoot Toddrick off of the giant Strahd vampire.
Thorne! Save Toddrick! And I cast Protection from Evil and Good on Thorne from like really, really far off. Oh, it's a touch. I gotta get up and grab her. Horses! I gotta get the horses up so I can...
She is like 25 feet in the air. This thing is 30 feet tall and she's up at its shoulder.
These horses can jump, right? Not 20 animal handling. We're gonna slam into this tree, bitch.
I will let you, with a 20 animal handling...
We're gonna put every animal up in this tree.
I will let you ram this thing. The horses are gonna take damage for sure.
I don't care.
But I will let you ram it and try to knock it down.
Boom. Roll?
So, roll me... roll me animal handling versus this thing's strength. And if you win, you knock it over.
Well, damn.
This is fucking worse.
I'm here to make you like not know what to tell me to do. 16? That's not bad.
Fuck
Yes!
me! Describe to me
horsed.
what it looks like as you ram just 2 horses into the ankle of this Strahd towering monstrosity.
You got to tip it over. It's already getting kind of top heavy. So, horse number 1, his name is Sawyer. I'm going to slap him on the rump, send him forward. He's going to come around behind the tree and catch it to like come behind it near the roots. Second one, Johnson, is going to leap with me into the top part and tip it. So it's kind of like a, tweak like that. So I send Sawyer Johnson up, smashing into the tree to make it just come tumbling down, roots and all.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah. It looks cool. It looks pretty fucking awesome.
Jesus Christ. So you send you pull the pin, you separate the horses, they peel off and just sort of collide and clip this thing in like a horse in an equestrian pincer move. As you see, like, chunks and all the roots get, like, sort of separated by 1 foot, and it starts to lean to its right. Roll me a dexterity saving throw to avoid its brambles.
Oh, shit.
And everyone climbing on top of it can also roll me a dexterity saving throw as you feel it retch to the right and begin falling down.
Oh, yep.
Oh, good
I
stuff.
helped.
Good stuff.
It was about time she took an arrow to the knee.
Yep.
It's adventuring stuff.
Yep.
Just
And
the
Stewart,
face.
you are on there as well.
yeah. See, I'm gonna make the argument that I've got a sword stabbed into it that I'm holding on to. So
Yep.
maybe I could make that a strength. Based.
I will allow that argument to exist.
No, never mind.
So, okay, then you know what? So here's the counter. I'll let you keep that 17. The counter is dexterity would be to leap off safely. Strength is to ride it down.
Oh, I'm riding that thing.
Okay, Thorne, I forgot, and you have no choice. You're currently restrained, and you just get brought down with it. Toddrick, however, you are barely able to leap off at this thing. You just got up there, you're proud, your sticky little spider feet, and you're like, yes! And then you just see horses come out of nowhere, just boof, this thing. And like, your 8 spider eyes just sort of go wide as you ride it down, and the last second you leap off, and you will take 1d6 damage. So, real quick, you take a little bit of damage, so you take 5 damage in your spider form as you kind of ungracefully leap off at the end, and eat a little bit of shit. There are rocks and things like that around, so your landing isn't super graceful. Auntie Nanny, on the other hand,
What's up?
Auntie Nanny, you take 17 damage as the length and breadth of this monstrosity falls around you, and like rocks tumble off. You see Spider Rick just fall off to the ground. You see Stewart is holding on for dear life as he rides it down. You see Thorne is just trapped in this thing and rocks kind of fly up, vines hit everywhere, corpses are just hitting the ground around you. And you take 17 points of damage as it collides with the ground, and you get a few scrapes and bruises and bumps and sticks in places you didn't want them before. But you have toppled
Yes.
this thing.
Still proud.
Stewart, you're on the ground, hanging onto your sword, but this thing is also on the ground now. What do you do?
Time to take advantage. I think Stewart will pull the sword out and go for the chest hole.
Okay, so you're going to try to make a chest hole. So you're going to attack directly for its chest.
Yeah, where that glow had been before.
Now, do you want to attack it, or do you want to specifically like just tear away pieces to try to get in the center of it?
I think I'm going to start with the sword.
Okay, so then make an attack roll. 11 is not enough to hit.
Oh, this thing would be so much better if it was on the end of a long stick.
And it is technically prone, I guess, but that still doesn't help you that much.
No, that doesn't help me. It's not a glaive, so I got nothing else.
Yeah. Thorne, you take 9 damage. You can have that. As you feel the vines constrict you into the chest of the giant Strahd statue. You are on the ground, like pinned with it. You are able to break free if you so choose. It is a strength DC 15. Or you can attack the roots around you and break them. Your choice.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Alright. I think I need to get myself out.
Okay, you can either attack them or break free with a strength.
Well, I'm still raging, which would give me advantage on the strength.
Okay, so it's a DC 15 athletics.
Okay.
You break free out of this thing, and you're able to stand up because you can break free and you sort of drop. So you're able to stand up for half your movement speed. You see that on its back, you kind of see over the side of it. You see that Stewart is just punching and slashing at its like core on the back of it. I'll say that was a bonus action. You still do take the half 9 damage, so 4 damage. And what do you want to do as your main action?
Well, if I have enough movement, I'm gonna go over to where Stewart is and join him in.
Sure. Yeah, you do. You have enough movement to get to like right over here, right next to him.
Okay.
You do see as you're walking through the brambles that are on the ground and like around this thing, you do see that. I'm sure you hear squeaks and yelps as you kind of see Auntie Nanny's flailing form pinned beneath this tree.
Okay.
I mean, you are raging, so I'm not sure how that affects you at all.
It kind of does. I mean, you know, she'll just sigh.
She'll feel bad about it for a second.
Toddrick, help Nanny, and then she'll join Stewart. She'll chop where he's chopping.
Okay. So then roll me an attack.
Okay. Yeah, she'll put the spear away and we'll just go with the great axe.
Okay. So despite all of your rage, you're still just a dragonborn in a cage, and you cannot break through this hardened wood carapace of this monstrosity. Bitters, how'd you like that one? Is that better?
I just wish you'd quit saying fucking monstrosity.
I can't not say it. Toddrick, you are a spider on the ground. You're just sort of doing spider things. That's what that is, by the way. What do you want to do?
Well, how
Nanny's good. She's got a plan to get out.
Oh, okay.
You might want to stay away from her, actually.
Usually.
What there's not actually a thing on here for hot sticky butt ropes, but how much are we gonna let me use hot sticky butt ropes?
What is your intent with the web?
I was going to bound its legs.
Hold on, let me double check something. Man, you know, they all just have bite, really? There's like 19 spiders in here, and they all just have bite. Okay, here we go. So, I will copy this into your thing eventually. It is a, you know what, here. Oh, you know why? Because you chose a giant wolf spider, which are jumping spiders. What? That doesn't really matter. That's dumb. The fact that they're dumb. Yeah, that's why. Because you chose giant wolf spider. So there is a spider that shoots sticky web strands, and this is not one of them. You have... They are burrowers or crevice ones, so you can dig. You can't shoot webs, unfortunately. I don't know what's your challenge rating for spider things for monsters you can turn into.
At the moment, it's half.
Okay, so the web shooting spiders are CR1. So unfortunately, with your current skill level at shape-shifting, you are unable to actually fire out some web with this guy upon further inspection. However cool that was, based on your skill level, not a possibility right now.
Oh, okay. All right. In that case, well, hot dang. I guess I'm going to. Yeah, you said. Well, I mean, there's not a thing for burrow. I don't want to get.
You can dig under it. We'll just call that a move action. You can just sort of like tunnel.
Okay. Well,
if you want to do that.
I want to dig underneath them then.
Okay. So we'll say that to dig and move, that's your action. You just sort of burrow underneath this thing, and you can burrow up to your movement speed, so 30 feet. So you disappear underground for some yet to be seen reason.
Yeah. Well, it's 40 feet for the spider, but
so you got 40.
But I don't think honestly I probably need just half of that anyway. But.
Yeah. Oh God. So the Strahd creature begins to stand. It begins like thrashing its arms, and it begins to attempt to stand. It's going to make 2 corpse attacks at Stewart and Thorne, as you just see these like humanoid figures that are like completely enwrapped by vines just sort of swing towards both of you. So we'll have 1 for Stewart and 1 for Thorne. So it's 28 on Stewart.
That's
Actually-
gonna hit.
Actually, I believe prone creatures have disadvantage on melee. Actually, it's ranged, so never mind. No, it's not. It's melee. Yeah, so they have disadvantage on melee attacks. So an 11 and a 13 both miss. So you guys are chopping away at the back of this thing, and you see like whoosh, whoosh, happen, and you are able to dodge out of the way as this thing begins to stand and just like to its knee and begin to rise back to its full height of 30 feet. Auntie Nanny, this thing is kneeling. There are still like vines and protrusions all over the place. You're prone at a minimum. What do you want to do?
I want to cast grease on myself to slip out from beneath this tree, and also to kind of get like beneath the tree so it stands up and does like a very Looney Tunesy kind of whoop whoop whoop, and maybe falls back down again. So,
What's the size of the grease spell?
10-foot radius, so I can position it where it just gets the tree.
Okay, so okay, so you cast grease.
Yeah.
What is the? Is it on? Click on the grease button for me. What is the stats on that thing?
Here we go.
When a grease appears, each creature standing in the area must succeed on dexterity saving throw or fall prone. Creature that enters the area. Okay, so you cast it on the tree. You're able to slip out, cast it on the tree, and it needs to make a dexterity saving throw. What's your DC?
My DC is 13, and I don't think this tree's very fast. Nope.
It's not. So you cast grease on this tree. You slip out, and you feel like you slip out of the vines, and as you slip out, you realize that you are in its viney tree-like hand, and the hand like slips out from underneath it, and it falls back down onto its shoulder. It is still prone. That was good shit.
Thank you.
Grease
the tree.
Grease the tree.
That's what I did all the trees back home.
Yeah, you just grease them up, and then they don't attack you.
Yeah.
I like to think she like shoots out like a bar of soap you stepped on in the shower. Just
sails out. Stewart, you see the tree begin to rise, and then you see its hand just give out and fall back down. What do you want to do?
I think it's weakening, and he's gonna like what's it called? Put away the short sword.
Yep.
And then the glaive pops to his hand instead.
Okay.
Because he's so much better with it.
And that's a bonus action, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he just gets the one, but on the end of a long stick, it's just so much cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
And
glaive
it's prone.
And it's prone. Yep.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll that crit.
So we're opening up that chest hole.
All right. So you do, what is that? Those are numbers? 12?
14.
14? Those are numbers. That's how that works.
Yep.
Boom, numbers. So yeah, you just and chunks of the wood are just splaying to the side as you're digging, like burrowing into this thing. And as you're just like sloughing the wood off this thing, you realize that it seems to be a solid wooden structure. And or at least as you go through, like vines are there just protruding from it as you're cleaving through. It doesn't seem like you can break a hole in and just climb through. It seems like this is going to be some work for you. Thorne, you see that Stewart is making some headway as you also see his glaive just sort of like magically boop into his hand out of nowhere as he begins cleaving at this thing. But I think you're too enraged to really notice. So what do you want to do on your turn?
I think it's more of a brief thought of he needs to teach me how to do that.
Yep.
And then, yeah, we're just gonna keep chopping.
Okay.
Because he's still chopping.
He's still chopping, yeah.
All right. Oh, come on. Be good to me this time.
He's for sure chopping away. He's prone. You have advantage.
Oh, all right then.
18 hits. 9 slashing damage. Perfect. So again, you have your old battle axe, right? And you're just sort of going through this thing, just cleaving X's and holes into this thing. And as you go deeper and deeper, you're matching his glaive strikes. You're kind of one off. You see that like this thing appears to be solid. You do see a warm green glow beginning to emit from its chest area, but you see that there is still forming wood inside of it, stopping you from just reaching in there and grabbing it.
Okay, I assume like we were chopping where this sort of seed.
Yes, so you're in its back. You saw it. So when before the statue animated, you saw a green glow coming from its chest, from like its midsection, and you're just trying to get through to wherever you saw that green glow. So yeah,
we can't see it now. Okay.
You can see a glow now, like a very dim green glow, but it seems to be like before it looked like a wicker man, and now it seems to be like the vines have tightened and have formed like innards of this guy.
That makes sense.
So Toddrick, you are a burrowed spider. What was your plan there?
Well, I chose not to take Nanny's advice, I chose not to take Rim's advice on Nanny, because I thought I was gonna just burrow a hole and just pull her down under with me.
Yep.
I knew out of game wise that it wasn't probably the best thing, but I figured, Toddrick's got to save his girlfriend, right?
Yeah, Toddrick does what Toddrick does. So you're still burrowed and subsequently underneath this thing that is prone.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pretty much burrow up to its guts and start trying to spider dig from the backside of it.
So you're gonna tunnel in from underneath it?
I'm gonna be like, it's just like.
What was that look like again?
It was like this.
Roll to attack the giant tree strahd. 13 unfortunately is not enough. This thing is proving to be more dense than the dirt you just burrowed through. It is a distinctly different substance to try to chew through. But you feel like with effort you can get through, but that was not enough.
I feel like when I've tasted the grease, would I know that this thing is greased?
You know what? Where are you? You can slide your character right on top of this token. You would taste a little bit of grease. You would taste a little bit of funk happening there.
All right, I feel like Toddrick would know that the grist is flammable, correct?
Yeah. You're as intelligent as you were when you transformed, so yeah, you would know that grease is flammable.
All right, so I think do I have enough movement left to unburrow myself, or at least get closer to the exit hole?
Yeah, you do. Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna get up on the exit hole, and I guess that's gonna be the end of my turn.
Okay. Oh God.
I mean, can I communicate? Can I still communicate?
Yeah, you have you have like a 6-second window to shout something.
So I'm going to do my best in spider language to try to tell Beef Stew to set it on fire, even though I'm pretty sure he can't understand.
What does it sound like?
Okay. No, we established that Stewart was the one who
Word of our communities are
Oh yeah. That's
Stewart thinks he understands you. So Stewart, you just see mandibles click, 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 and like the two fore legs just move angrily as you're like cleaving at it with your glaive. You kind of look over and just see an angry.
He says it's not really Strahd.
Oh no. Oh God. Oh no. It's going to try the same thing again. It's trying to get up and knock you guys away from it so it can move freely. So it's going to stand as half of its action, and the other half is going to be hitting you guys with corpses at disadvantage. So boom, Toddrick. Boom, Stewart. And boom, Thorne. That's her name. So Thorne at 12 doesn't hit you, but I'm pretty sure an 18 does hit you, Stewart.
It doesn't.
It doesn't hit you? Hot damn,
No.
you are a lucky boy with that shield.
Yeah.
So you see this corpse, it's like like the ring as it comes swinging at you like vines protruding from its face and limbs as it's about to collide with you, and you realize you're not fast enough to move out of the way, and at the last second you just think, and then the shield just on one side of you, and you just see this corpse just smash into nothing right next to you and just sort of spin around you as you breathe a sigh of relief and peel.
Yeah. He's also not really used to these magical powers, so like it works for him, but he didn't really expect it. He kind of peed a little.
Yeah. Because 24 damage is a lot. That's a lot of damage. That's like a lay down amount of damage.
Yeah.
So that's its turn. It is now rising, so it is at it's no longer prone at this point, unless Auntie Nanny greases it again. Auntie Nanny, it is your turn.
Okay, so standing up, greased it once.
Yep.
Nanny is going to learn from her mistakes, and she's going to cast this onto Thorne.
Right. Yep, you
So
are
she-
next to her now.
And just go like pat her on the shoulder. Like, hey there, you go, do something about that now. I'm going to just, stand over here and then maybe back over here and probably over here too.
Just gonna run away.
This way, Wait, I have horses. She's gonna summon the horses to her.
The horses Jesus Christ. The horses begin moving back towards you.
Nice. Yes. Honor horse guard.
The horse
Toddrick,
mother
there's a spot in the middle for you, buddy, when you transform.
into a horse. Oh, the honor guard of horses. Perfect. Stewart, you have renewed vigor as your life was just saved by a flash of iridescent nothingness. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I think as this thing is like standing, he's not liking where he's at anymore, so he'll probably like slide down to the ground again.
Yeah.
Also not having the sword out to help him climb.
Yeah.
And look for the most damaged looking leg. And
It's its right leg, the one it fell towards.
I think just start hacking away at that. Try to kill its mobility.
Okay. It's 21 hits. 10 slashing damage. Spin that thing around. Tell me what it looks like. 21 hits.
Looks pretty good.
4 more damage. Okay. Yeah, you're just kind of like switching back and forth with your sweet glaive skills.
Change of plans, Thorne.
Thorne, it has risen, and Stewart is now attacking its weaker leg, the one it fell on. You see him switch tactics as this thing stands up. What are you doing?
I will do the same.
Okay.
So I'm going to attack that leg as well.
Alrighty.
Oh,
11 is not going to hit it. Unfortunately, you see this thing still rising, and the rage takes you, and you just want to keep getting for its chest. You aim a little high, and your axe glances off of its thick thighs. Toddrick, your plan was going well. You were safely underneath it. You scuttled out of it. What are you doing now? Coming up with a new plan that your allies can destroy?
Yeah.
You still have a feeling, I'll give you this much, you still have a feeling that a portion of this thing has grease on it.
Yeah, but I don't have enough spell slots to use what I was going to use to set it on fire. So
Okay.
There's that. Man. Do I?
You do see that Auntie Nanny has summoned horses.
Our horses... Do horses set fires, you think? Are they pyromaniac
they
horses?
don't. You just see that she's off in the distance, and she just was like... And just horses came out of nowhere.
Man.
Just a good talent to have, I guess.
Yeah. Just getting them horses all up on you. Oh, man. Jeez Louise. Gee willikers. I guess if I see them just we're doing this, we're cracking legs. I
didn't have any fire.
Oh, you're good. I mean, there's not really much I can do. Flaming Spear is a level 2 spell. I only have one spell slot left that I can use a level 1 spell for.
Unfortunate.
So, unfortunate. And yeah, it's shillelagh time.
Give it to it.
Yeah, Elquos, he obviously changed back from a spider. So.
Right. Yes. I assumed as much. That, however, is still a miss.
Sure it is.
There is a druid spell that is a cantrip called Produce Flame. FYI, you can produce the flame in your hand and throw it. May want to look at that in the future.
Yeah, no, I seen it.
Okay, I'm just putting it out there. I mean, instead, you could take Druidcraft and make flowers. You know, maybe a sassy dirt wizard over there in the corner. Not lighting trees on fire. You know, whatever you want to do.
You do know he knows where you sleep, right?
Yeah.
Throwing that out there.
Oh, man. So, because Toddrick doesn't seem to be a threat at all, this guy is going to attack the guys he's been continuing to attack the whole time.
Not okay.
Oh no, guys! I closed the window.
I guess we won.
Yep, that's what it is. That's what that means. You guys did it. There he is. Got it. Actually, it does get a shitload of attacks, so it's going to take. This is good. So it's going to take. It's going to turn on you guys because you've become a nuisance, and it's going to attack Thorne and Stewart with its fists, and it's going to attack Toddrick with some grasping roots. So 2 branch attacks. Boom, boom. 1 for Stewart, 1 for Thorne in that order. And then grasping roots for Toddrick. So 17 against Stewart.
Definitely hits.
18 bludgeoning damage. 11 against Thorne. That misses. Stewart a 12. I'm sorry, Toddrick a 12 against you. That hits. Okay. You take 0. Nope, that's not right. That should be what the hell? Roll 1d0 plus 0. Okay. You do take 0 actually. However, you are grappled. On the start of its turn, on the start of the target's turn, you will take 9 damage. So on your next turn, you'll take 9 damage and then be able to break free. So you are grappled. It does no damage to you, but you see it round on them and just sort of ground pound. And then, like, as you go to, like, step back, you feel just its roots and vines just sort of wrap around your legs and begin spiraling up your tiny dwarven body. Auntie Nanny, you see that this thing has stopped attacking the building and is now attacking your friends. What do you want to do?
I pull Sawyer and Johnson to me and say, do I want to make them go for another ram attack? Should I go back on its ass? No, because it might land on you guys.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this. 1d. Nope,
oh,
that's
goodness.
not the right thing.
Oh goodness.
What? Oh god, why can't I type today? Okay.
Hmm?
That's the damage they took from running headfirst into a tree.
Oh, they're good.
They're fine.
They do that all the time.
Yeah, that's just a normal horse thing.
Their ass just look off the distance like that. Nanny then is she's going to go full witch. She's going to witch bolt the tree. And actually, wait. So is this a tree that looks like Strahd? You said, or is it a?
You aren't sure.
Yeah.
This is definitely a wooden structure.
Okay.
It does look like Strahd. It does have like actual moving hands and fingers and legs, and you know, it has like a wooden cape. It looks like it might have been a statue at one point, but like branches have sort of broken through parts of its upper body, and from those branches hang literal corpses.
Would you say that it might be considered inorganic material for sake of a spell?
I will scroll up and say no. It is considered huge plant, neutral evil.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna go full witch bolt. Nanny goes borderline demon.
Yep.
That 18 to hit, and she leave my friends alone, and just spend that second level spell slot on it for 17 lightning damage. Damn!
Wow.
In your face. Stupid tree.
That hurts. Yeah, so you just sort of... and you feel a real ultimate power as you laser this guy with your lightning fingers. And you see it like get struck by it, and you see it like sort of reel back. It's like, and it makes like grindy tree noises. And that's what happens to that thing.
This does drop the protection from evil and good buff though, because they're both concentration spells.
That's fine. Stewart, you see this thing like just strike down and just pummel you with its viney fist. And you see it reel back and go to hit Thorne, and then you just see it get struck in the chest by a huge bolt of lightning as it just sort of like reels backwards. You have an opportunity to attack this thing. What do you want to do?
Yeah, Stewart's pretty stunned. That hurt pretty bad.
Yeah.
But he's more angry than anything. Although he is questioning Nanny's judgment, she doesn't realize, I guess, that lightning made this thing.
That's true. She does not know that. 18 hits.
I'll take it.
Okay, 10 slashing damage. That's a bit. 16 hits.
Does it look like my lightning is hurting it?
It does look like your lightning is hurting it. Yes, it does look like your lightning is hurting it. 4 more damage. Boom.
Just like chopping down a tree, Thorne.
Thorne, you see lightning bolt just cackle through and hit it in the chest, making it sort of reel back from punching you guys. You see that Stewart has Stewart has got his glaive, and he's jabbing at his chest area. What do you want to do?
So we're back at focusing attacks on the one area?
Or... Oh, well, he's got a long weapon, so he's sort of jabbing up where you guys were stabbing before. You just have a battle axe, so you're kind of relegated to the lower half of its body.
Okay. So I was going for its bad leg initially, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna keep going for that.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and take it off. Come on, good roll.
A 15 does not hit, but a 19 would if you have advantage. Do you have advantage?
It says I have 2 on my thing from last time, but I don't know if they carried over.
Sure.
Okay, I'll use 1.
Did you spend the advantage that the guy?
Yes.
Yep,
She used the one that Kit gave right away.
Yeah, I used it right away because it was very useful then.
So yeah, you mark off one of those advantages, and 19 does hit, so roll damage. A 14, that's a good bit of damage. So you cleave through like the ankle of this thing, and you see a bunch of the vines just sort of like snap and break, and the sticks and wood that's holding this thing together just... And you see it begin to like slowly lift to the side, and then it goes down to one knee. It's still up for the sake of prone versus standing, but it is much lower, and you are able to access its chest at this point.
Okay, so I will prepare.
Yeah, so you'll be able to hit its chest on your subsequent turns. Toddrick, you are next to your friend. You see this thing down to one knee. What do you want to do?
Am I not grappled anymore?
Oh, you are. You take 9 damage.
Mm-hmm, sure do.
And then you can either attack the vines around you or make an athletics check to break free. You got to break free.
Well, seeing as how I don't have anything that does... What was it? Slicing?
Nope.
Slicing.
Yeah, piercing, I think. Is that what it says? Slashing.
Cutting. Slashing damage. There you go.
Yep.
It took us a while. Combined, we couldn't come up with a freaking word for that.
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't have anything that does slashing damage, so I'm gonna have to just try to like just wiggle my way out.
Yep. You can be grappled and attack.
Oh, I can be grappled and attack.
Yes, just every turn you're grappled, you will take damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's a choice you will be able to make.
All right. See, you say that like you could probably kill it in this hit, but I don't trust you. I don't trust that that's the thing.
That's good. You're learning.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna try to get out. Because
all right.
9 guaranteed damage is painful, and I gotta do a what?
Strength. Athletics check.
Athletics, okay. I can do athletics. You sure you don't want me to do something like an insight or perception that I have +6 in?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Nope. Describe what that looks like.
I'm gonna assume that when the root came up and grabbed me, it still had grease on it.
Okay.
And I could smell it, so I was like, hey. So I just kind of and just like like a cork from a wine bottle that the more you shake it, the more it kind of comes out.
Yep.
I just kind of
right out of the top of it.
Yeah, and then with the grease on me, I just kind of slid.
Okay. With a crit, I will allow you to make an attack.
All right. So go down on its knees. I'm gonna try to hit it with the old shillelagh again.
You do not.
Fun.
You don't. But you got free. You got free, and you had the opportunity to attack. I mean, you totted it right up.
You win some, you lose some, and then other times you're Todd.
The other times you Toddrick it right up. And that's rough. That's just hard to be. It's hard to be Toddrick. This thing is going to attack Thorne and Stewart. Because they seem to be the only ones that... Well, I guess Nanny do, but it doesn't have any range attacks. So it's going to deal with the people directly in front of it. So Thorne, Stewart. Those both hit.
Yep.
For sure. Thorne, you take 20 bludgeoning damage. Reduce that by half. And Stewart, are you dead yet?
No, I'm dead.
All right, you take 13 bludgeoning damage.
Can I glaive it for the attack against Thorne as a reaction?
You may.
I'm a sentinel, yo.
You may.
No,
and you
great
miss.
at it, but...
You miss. Because as it attacks Thorne and you go to chop at its fist, it comes out with the other one and just decks you and you get tossed back a little bit. So your glaive does not connect. Auntie Nanny, you see this thing as relentlessly trying to kill your friends. Your lightning bolt is still connected to its chest. Your madness increases. What do you want to do?
It's dangerous to be a tree during a storm, and I zap it for 21 more lightning damage.
Holy shit. Okay. Auntie Nanny, describe how you kill this Strahd, the monstrosity.
Oh, I want all of its outer layers to slowly peel back until this heart thing you're talking about is all that remains.
Yep.
And then one of my allies can be the one to just slice that.
Yeah. So you see this thing you see it slam down and hit Thorne, and Thorne just takes the brunt of it. You see you see Stewart try to slash out at its wrist, but he's not paying attention, and the other one just sort of decks him. And as both of its arms are down on the ground, it's on one knee, and you're just cannoning it right in the chest, and the bark just begins to just peel off and fly back in chunks as more and more of your energy just forces its way through it until you see that super anime move where the lightning explodes out of its back, and they're just hanging, floating inside the circle of lightning is this green stone the size of a pine cone that just sort of floats there as this thing slowly turns, just like the vines you were killing before inside the vineyard. This thing begins to slowly turn brittle and just begin to flake and crumble under its own mass until there's just a pile of wood chips, and resting on top of it is a glowing green stone. And Nanny is panting and heaving with power behind you. You guys are out of combat. What do you do?
Well,
Stewart, do you cry, Stewart?
A little bit.
I think I'm going to give this thing a couple more chops just to, as the rage is fading.
Sure.
Just to make sure that it's dead.
Yep.
Make sure it's in several pieces.
That makes sense. I dig it. I can dig it. Toddrick, what are you doing?
Toddrick is sitting there all greasy, just wishing he was able to do something, because I don't feel like he did anything. I think the only attack I got was the first one I made with the shillelagh. So Toddrick just kind of he feels bad for a second, and then he kind of gives out a "Hey, we did it!"
Yep. I think Stewart's just too injured to disagree with you.
I hate to say it, but I'm glad you're on our side, Nanny.
As you rest your wounds.
When Thorne is sufficiently satisfied that it's in enough pieces that it's probably dead.
Yep.
She's just gonna go fall against the wall and lay there for a while.
also quite damaged.
Yeah.
On the bright side, you guys took a level 7 CR7 monster.
So we pretty much just level up then, right?
You know, tomato. Maybe between episodes. So yeah, you guys are Stewart and Thorne just sort of go near a hardened structure, what's left of the building, and just sort of slump against it, licking their wounds as their internal organs hurt and their bodies slowly turn purple with bruises. Toddrick is pretty much fine. He fell off a statue and bumped his spider noggin. Other than that, you're pretty good. You got a few like ligature marks as there's like vine wraps around you. But other than that, you're not as concussed as the rest of them. And Nanny, you just had a tree fall on you. You're probably fine too.
Oh yeah, she had the arcane ward going. Had like 12 temporary hit points on that, but
there you go.
She's got some scrapes.
There you go.
It's not the first tree she's had just collapse onto her.
So you are able to retrieve this glowing green pine cone sized stone. What is your intent?
We're supposed to give that back to the wine guy, right?
Yeah, it better be worth a whole fucking lot.
I need food and sleep.
Otherwise, we're going to have to keep it.
Nobody said he needed it.
Nanny, you're doing the thing again where that one eye is just bulging, and you might want to just put it.
Well, I am perfectly fine. I'll take my horses back to their stables.
And as you guys are deciding what's happening, 4 crows, 4 large ravens alight just down between all of you. And a second later, you see them much more gracefully shift into full-sized humans. One of which is Davian Mardukov, the old man, and his stick just sort of forms, and he down, and he walks over to who has the pine cone, who has the seed.
I'll carry it.
Sure. He begins to dunk, dunk, dunk as he walks over towards Thorne.
She'll just hold it. Is this the thing?
And he takes it from you and says, "You have found it. Great. There is just one more. The one that Baba Lasaiga took."
Yeah.
Toddrick's gonna do this.
I need a nap before I can go and get another one.
That's
Baba Lasaiga, you say?
it's the
Nanny.
witch.
The witch?
The witch.
Is she? Is
The
she
wilds.
the witch? Oh, we'll have to see about fixing that.
They call her Mother Night. And he just... Now I must go plant this back where it belongs. And he begins to dunk, dunk with his staff, his walking stick. And he seems to be just walking randomly out into the vineyard.
I don't know if that's safe.
He doesn't seem to heed your warning as he just
She'll
walks
just
out.
sigh and follow him.
Mm-hmm. What do the rest of you do?
Take a look around.
I'm gonna go fetch the wine.
Yep.
And kind of like put it back in harbor, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
With
Are
the
you
horses
going to...
too.
So your original plan was to take the wine to Velaki, correct?
I think that was our plan. So Nanny's just gonna kind of put it all back, like if we're gonna.
Yep.
But also, but she does it all like snidely whiplashy,
Mm-hmm. Like she kind of wants it for herself.
Yeah.
Well, he told you he would deliver it wherever you wanted, especially if you escort it. So you kind of like get the horses back in and attach the horses and pretend like they didn't run into a tree. Stewart and Toddrick, are you following this guy, or are you working with Nanny to get these horses back in line?
I think Stewart will probably look down at Toddrick. You follow them. Find out what they're doing with these stones. He didn't even offer us a fucking reward. I'm gonna go help Nanny. She's so small. So weak.
Except what you did, like,
So
60
crazy.
damage to the fucking tree monster.
Yeah, but, get her to lift a barrel.
Yeah.
With lightning, with everything with lightning.
All she can do is laser people and ride horses, apparently.
Yeah.
That's all you need in life, man.
Yeah, I guess so.
There's fan art for you, kids.
Yeah.
Nanny leading flaming steeds with lightning crackling from her hands.
Yep. So Toddrick, you follow Thorne and the old man Mardukov out into the field.
Oh yeah. Mardukov's gonna have to tell old Toddy why they decided to just watch.
I mean, he's 100. Did you see him?
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna pull up his picture
You
again.
know what I am?
You could have at least
So my picture?
grab some heavy stones and dropped it or something.
They're just
Yeah.
regular sized ravens.
Oh, I thought you keep calling them giant ravens.
They're medium sized like creature. They're just like large ravens. They're just like bigger than your normal like crow. They can't carry boulders. They are
Okay. So maybe Toddrick's not going to do that.
Yeah, they're still a normal sized bird.
Maybe I was.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you're like, damn, that's a big crow. That's what those are. They're those like, whoa, that's an unusually large crow.
Oh, it's a crow of unusual size.
Yeah, a crow, the CRUSs. The COUSs. So you begin to follow this guy out into the field, and he doesn't really seem to give a shit that you're following him. And he reaches like a spot like centrally located in the field, and just sort of starts jamming his staff down into the ground, basically making a hole. And then you hear like his bones creak and crunch as he bends down low and drops the stone into the ground, this so-called seed, and then begins to push the dirt back over this thing. And Thorne, roll me perception. Toddrick, roll me arcana or nature, whichever one's higher. Thorne, you see, once this starts to happen, you see like the grass around it slowly green. Like it was like wilted before, like you know how like fall grass begins to slowly turn that dead color, and it begins to slowly like revitalize. Toddrick, you feel the moment like the dirt completely covers this thing, it's encased in earth, you feel something just like flood the surrounding area as if this is not a seed at all and some kind of magical item that seems to rejuvenate life into what you perceive to at least be natural things, like nature-y things.
Todd's going to be like, that was different. So when did you feel that?
Did you feel it, Thorne?
I didn't feel. Am I supposed to feel? What?
No. He's just yes or no. I feel like you didn't feel it. I felt it, Mr. Crowman. May I call you Mr. Crowman?
No.
All right. What is this thing? This is not a seed.
Why isn't it a seed?
Well, I've never had a seed make me curl my toes.
Then you've been using the wrong seeds.
Yeah, maybe.
What does a seed do, boy?
A seed grows things. It produces life.
Yes.
It creates.
What did that do?
It definitely gave me the willies.
Well.
But like the good willies, not like the bad willies. It was, I don't know, I can't explain it. It made me feel hopeful, I guess.
And he like walks towards you, and like for a crotchety old man, he like reaches down and like puts a hand on your shoulder for like a split second, and he says, "And that's why the wine's important." And dunk, dunk, and he begins walking past you.
Well, thank you once again for that encrypted talk.
So to be clear, he planted it in the middle of a vineyard. You know, the things that produce wine.
Oh, is that what a vineyard is?
I'm not sure how dirt wizards, I don't know if you know what how wine is made.
No. Like I assume upon feeling the wretch of whatever kind of energy this thing pulsed out when he planted it, gave Toddrick a second like,
yeah,
kind of feeling. So that's why he asked, "What is it?" And he's like, "It's a seed, dummy." Like, okay, whatever. Fuck you. It's a seed. Sure.
Yeah.
Seed.
No, he's agreeing with you. You said it made you feel hopeful, and he said that's what the wine's for. That's why the wine's important. As in, the wine makes people feel hopeful. It gives people hope.
Yeah, because they get drunk and forget about their problems. Nice.
Because this place sucks.
Yep. Barovia blows.
You remember the times you guys had fun here? It's when you were shit-faced. The only time you had fun.
Hey, let's do that.
Yeah. Every other day of the week, this place sucks. Which is why everyone was like, hey, if we don't have wine, we're not going to work. We're not going to do shit. So you have this moment of realization that of the importance of the wine. Thorne is completely it goes right over her head.
Yeah, he thinks it's cool, though.
Yeah. Like, they turned the grass green. Neat. And eventually you guys follow this guy back towards the winery.
Yeah, she was just keeping an eye out the whole time in case, there were any other attackers.
Yeah. Any other tree monsters or druids just came out of nowhere. So you guys return following this guy back towards the winery. By that time, Stewart and Grand Mimi Ninny have reattached the horses to the wine cart. And Davian gets up to you and looks to you, Auntie Nanny, and says, will you be taking the wine to Vallaki now?
Oh, sure. I mean, I'm not going to pass up on a celebration. She kind of eyeballs him.
You can see he's like trying to figure out. It's just like, I believe the festival is tomorrow.
Well, we better get going then.
You guys are free to rock and roll out of here if you so choose. It is like, so you guys woke up in the morning, went and fought a bunch of druids, came back, so it's probably like noonish. It's going to take you like a few hours to take this thing back there. And you were told you'd get a reward for bringing wine back to the Blue Water Inn, and you have rooms there. So you are able to get your full rest there once you bring it back. You'll get coin, and then tomorrow is the festival. So if there's anything you guys want to do on your way back, let me know.
Nap in the back of the cart.
I think, Thorne's pretty low on hit points at this point, so I think mostly she's gonna nap and eat.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
If that's the case, for brevity's sake, you guys arrive unhindered to Vallaki. There is no in-between encounters. You return you guys bring the cart back. You're led into the gates. You've been seen before. It's not every day a massive dragonborn comes through. You're kind of identifiable. You make your way through. You get a lot of eyeballs, both because of who you people are and the fact that you're bringing a wine cart in that hasn't been seen in weeks. And you kind of ride it down the main street to the Blue Water Inn. And as soon as you guys make it to a stop, you see the young boys that were kind of scampering around, and you see a few more people sort of like poke their head out and then come out and start unloading the cart. And the man, whom I forget his name, the owner of the Blue Water Inn approaches Thorne and says, "You found it. You got a delivery from the old man. How did you convince the old crow?"
We killed a bunch of druids that were wrecking this place. By the way, a bunch of druids wrecked this place. There's not much wine left.
Is he okay?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, your father's slain.
He kind of looks down at you. He says, well then, boys, and the boys start grabbing the barrels off. He says, well, you can see me inside. Promise is a promise.
Yeah, well, now, by not a lot left. This is it.
Well then.
So it's worth a lot, I'm just saying.
Right. In that case, double it. And he looks inside and yells, and you can see that the woman that was behind the bar before looks at him and then begins erasing the chalkboard and rewriting prices. And they begin taking it off. Thanks for telling him to gouge his prices. Good job. They begin taking the price. They begin to take the barrels off, and he turns on his heel and says, "A deal's a deal," and he walks inside.
Oh yeah, Thorne will just sort of generally clean herself up and as best she can quickly, and go inside. And she wants food and pay money.
Yep. There's the table you sat at previously. You're able to sit back down there. No one's in your table. So you guys can kind of sit down. He walks over and just drops the bag, and you just hear like ding, ding, jingle, 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 jingle. The jingle of coins on coins. That's the sound a bag of coin makes, Frags. Your sass face. Yeah. Jingle, jingle, jingle. And he looks to you and says, "There's a little extra in there for you, and the missus will have a hot meal out in a minute. Good.
Thank you.
Good job." And like his eyes linger on hot Toddrick.
So what's a hot meal sound like, Mike, when it comes out?
Splorch.
Oh, cool.
It's stew. It's hot beef stew.
Nice.
So kind of like bloop, back down. So a few minutes go by, and she comes out with a few trays, a few like bowls, and then a few more bowls come out, and she delivers you guys 4 plates of food. If you open the bag of coin, it is heavy with coin. But if you open it up, these are coins you've never seen before. Where you come from, there is golden crown or golden dragons, silver crowns, and copper things. I forgot what I called them. These are none of those. They look like silver, but they have a weird, like, pearlescent shimmer to them. And every single coin is stamped with Strahd's face. And on the back of them is the bird symbol of Strahd's house. And there is a hefty bag of these things. To give you a number, there are 1,000 pieces of electrum here, which equals out to about 500 gold. So he threw in an extra 100 for your troubles in keeping his old man alive.
Did not he say 100 gold pieces per person?
Yes. So that's 400. He gives you 500. So he's giving you 1,000 electrum, which equals 500 gold.
He said to double it?
No, he was doubling his prices apparently.
Yeah. Electrum.
Oh,
so
not
one
ours.
so one electrum is worth half a gold.
Okay, so I misunderstood when you said double it. I thought we were getting paid double the price.
Nope.
Nope.
He meant, so you know what? As you look around, confused about the amount of coin you receive, you look up and you see the board that has the prices for the wine has been doubled. Stewart told him that these are the last 3 barrels of wine at all. So he's doubling the prices on his profit margin because you have delivered him the last 3 barrels of wine in all of Barovia.
Yeah, and Stewart's pretty pleased with himself. You see that? I got us an extra 100.
That's true.
Can we at least drink for free?
He hasn't seemed to charge you yet. He just sort of gave you the food, and the woman puts down a bottle of Red Dragon Crush, which is their more prominent wine.
Yeah, Nanny definitely partakes.
She'll drink and eat very quickly. But she'll look very confused about the money and be like, "Is this?"
You can give it to me if you want.
Says Dark Nanny.
Dark Nanny.
We're supposed to share.
Equal portions. You slept through the death of so many druids.
Yeah, they hit me.
I
lot.
saved the wine.
And ghost barbarians.
Yeah, Thorne might be the chosen one of some ghost barbarians, by the way.
She looks extremely proud of herself. She'll show you her spear. The spear is it looks pretty rough, and it looks like it has blood running down it
All the time.
all the time. But if you touch it, there's nothing there.
Yep.
But it looks like it's oozing blood. And she's very, very proud of herself for having this thing. She likes to show it off. Like,
You also have a sweet axe.
I also have a sweet axe. A tree chopping axe.
Yep.
Chop trees.
So when do we kill this other witch?
So
I look quite forward to it.
After the novelty.
Yeah, isn't there the festival we're required to attend tomorrow?
Sure.
Oh no, guys, we forgot to find children.
You remember they get the costume?
Dottie, we established we didn't need the children. Just
Yeah.
if we had some, we had to bring them.
Yeah.
Which isn't ominous whatsoever.
Yeah. It's fun for the whole family. The
It's
whole
going
family better
to
be
be
there.
great.
Yeah.
She
All will be well.
All will be well.
Nanny takes out her other spell book and says, "You know what? If you give me enough time, I can copy some of these spells into my spell book. One of them happens to be alter self. I can go undercover.
don't
I can make you a child.
eat
I can be a child.
children. Stop it. Stop talking about it. Stop it. Eat
No,
your
no.
eyeballs if I hear it again. Stop talking
That's a
about
very
it.
specific part to eat.
No, wait, Thorne.
I
like this. I like where she's going with this.
No.
I cast message at Stewart. Okay, so turning into a child, it can work.
So this is happening telepathically.
Yeah, I'm
Stuart.
staring at him.
Yep.
Yeah, I've worked undercover. Be our laser on the inside.
Well, here you go. That alter self, I think, only works. It only works on me, but maybe I can use message on you, and we can have like a, like you tell me what to do, and I'll spin my tails and infiltrate.
Yeah, I like this.
Sounds good. I'm going to go out there and find some magical inks to copy over copy these spells here. Where are those dancing folks, those dancing fools? She goes out to look for the Vistani.
So I'll give you this one for free.
Okay.
Because Auntie Nanny has a decent memory for an adult woman. They said they would not work with you until you brought them wine. You instead brought the wine to the Blue Water Inn.
Oh dear.
So you have money to buy the things now, but they won't work with you until you bring them wine or find the daughter. You have done neither of those. You know that they will not work with you.
How much wine?
They didn't specify, but now you have to get the wine from the Blue Water Inn if you
At double the price.
at double the price because Stewart decided to tell them.
You're welcome.
It's great when the players write the campaign themselves, and I have to watch you guys figure it out.
Nanny. No, that'd be too. Nah, I don't want to go that way. I do have a jar of that poisoned ass wine.
It's true. You do have a jar of
I could have
poison wine.
done one of those things. Nah.
Man,
she's
how
not-
evil is Auntie Nanny?
No, that's why she's not doing it. She's not that evil.
She's just getting there, just working her way down.
She's there's a little track. She's going down.
Yep.
It's KOTOR. She's getting dark side points. She will realize she has to cough up money.
Mhm.
Actually, no. She can just study the damn spell book. She doesn't have to copy it. That stuff over at all. She'll just okay. Then fine. I'll study this other book, and tomorrow I'll be ready to go. I'll be ready to change my looks.
Yeah, you could just attune to the other spellbook.
Yeah, I'll just attune.
Yeah. I do like the idea of all the times you use offensive spells, you just become more and more evil. That's
Right.
pretty fun for me. So you guys eat your fill. You are given at least one bottle of wine to drink, which seems to be more than enough for Thorne to be drunk. And you guys are able to retire off to your slumber, wherein you guys recover full hit points, and you are ready to take the day. Is there anything you guys want to do overnight or in the morning when you wake up?
I'm just going to study the other spell book.
Okay,
That's
so
it.
you're gonna attune to that spell book.
Yep.
Thorne, you're attuned to the blood spear already.
Yeah.
So that's fine. Toddrick, you're not attuned to anything because you reattached the powerful staff you had to the tree from whence it came because you thought it was evil. So there's that. And Beef Stew, you just doing you, man.
Yep.
Thorne will get up pretty early and go work out. She does that in the morning.
With the new sweet spear.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
So, go ahead.
I'm gonna
Probably like in a place where it at first glance looks like she went there because nobody would see her, but she totally knew people would
Yeah.
see her.
That makes sense. Toddrick, you had a thought? You muted?
Yeah, I'm going to take off guidance and get the fire thing.
You gonna take off what now? What do you take off?
For cantrips.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
We'll let that happen.
I'm gonna switch a cantrip over.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Stewart, you do anything?
Stewing.
Mhm.
Yeah, literally, like, just staying in bed and grumbling. Well, like, Toddrick gets puttering around doing his thing.
Mhm.
Stewart's just laying there like, this is so stupid. All will be well. That's bullshit, and we know it.
Why did
We're
you bring
walking
children?
right into a death trap. What are they going to do with the kids? Nanny's going to do the thing. She's going to pretend to be a kid. Toddy, just so you know, you don't have to do it.
And he's gonna laugh like, I don't have to do it. No. There's not enough money or weird little raven coins in the world to make me shave this off and pretend I was a child.
I won't besmirch my family.
This is where you draw the line. All the stupid shit we've done over the years.
Shaving the beard, that's it. That's the line.
When was the last time you've ever seen me shave the beard? That didn't have to do with this stinky slime mold that got in it.
Okay. Well, if that's how you're going to qualify it, I mean, never.
I'd never shave it for a girl. So Thorne, you would recognize as you're outside training accidentally where everyone can see you. You would notice that the sky is, as oppressive as it usually is. The sun sort of raises up just enough to give the clouds this just dark gray overcast. But you see people walking around. The people don't seem happy that there's a festival. They seem as melancholy as they always have. The children also seem relatively melancholy. They are playing children games, but you see them play hoop stick and then get bored quickly thereafter. They are, however, dressed in brightly colored things with knit flowers in headdresses and oranges and reds and yellows, and everything is just super bright, which messes you up because everything else is super drab and grays and browns and just awful. So everybody sticks out. It's probably you have enough time to fully train, I think, before you see Toddrick and Stewart make their way downstairs and outside to see what it is you're doing. I'm sure that a small group of children have gathered around you to watch you do whatever it is you're doing with your bloody spear as you're making spear noises, because you look like a monster, and they are children, so they gawk at you, which I think to Thorne probably looks like you just have an audience and not just mean kids being mean kids. So you just show off more, and you just do more spear, and you spear and battle axe, and you do them both.
Oh yeah.
And you show off for these children who are clearly just what are you? I think Toddrick and Stewart, when you proceed downstairs, that's what you would see. You'd see Thorne aggressively making swings and jabs, and a bunch of kids are just outside. And because you were away, Auntie Nanny is one of those kids. Auntie Nanny, you have transformed into a child and just sort of blended in with the weird kids watching Thorne exercise.
Yeah, she sees like little Wednesday Addams staring at her. Long black pigtails.
Are you brightly colored? Like all the rest of the kids have like have like oranges and yellows and reds as their outfits. You would know that because you were part of the Solar
She's
Circle.
dressed like a witch.
Okay. Perfect. Stewart.
And you know, Toddrick, you can just not do anything to yourself and be a little kid dressed like a dwarf.
Stewart, you recognize her immediately as the only person who is not dressed the same, and she has the same Auntie Nanny look to her.
Oh, for God's sake, she'd never make it on the Force.
She looks like a tinier, more youthful Auntie Nanny. In fact, not even much tinier, because Auntie Nanny had a stoop.
Yep.
So she looks just like Auntie Nanny, but more youthful and not arched. She looks like she's standing upright. With long hair. It's not scraggly, it's now just in neat, like, pigtails. Other than that, she appears to be just Auntie Nanny. So yeah, you guys see all of this. You see an Auntie Nanny clearly standing amongst children. I don't think Thorne picks up on it, but the rest of you do, and you see these children are watching Thorne, and Thorne is aggressively exercising and showing off for the kids who are clearly like, look at the giant monster, Mommy. What do you guys
Yes,
do?
look at the monster.
Oh, it's way creepier when you do it as a kid.
I know what you're talking about. I'm adorable and cute.
Yeah. Toddrick, maybe we just leave and go walk into the mist and take our chances.
You know, I was okay with that, like, way before we even ever met her.
Oh.
But, you know, she's kind of grown on me. I don't know.
Yes, you hear I've grown on her.
God's sake.
Maybe I'll grow on you too.
That's way creepier now that she's a kid, too. Come on.
They're the same size.
They don't expect my youthful cheeriness.
I regret everything up until this point. We should figure out where this is happening. Thorne, you're doing real good there, but you know, low profile, right?
Like me.
Thorne
kid
has no
like me.
idea that this child is anybody.
No.
Yeah, and she was so mad about it. Nobody's telling her.
Yeah.
And she's just like, I can't do that.
Okay, no, but lower is what I'm saying. You're kind of making a spectacle of yourself.
I don't wear
what-
spectacles.
She does, by the way, have the gladiator background. So in her spare time, she
Fights
was-
kids.
She gladiates.
kids.
Yeah.
She gladiates.
That's good stuff.
I mean, she knows how to put on a show,
Yeah. You're putting it on.
is what I'm saying.
You are putting it on.
She's fine, and she'll stop and pack her stuff.
Good news, we found a kid, right? So we'll be welcome. All will be well.
And as you say all will be well, you hear in the distance, ding, 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 of a bell that is ringing in the distance. And the bell sounds like 12 times, meaning that it's probably around noon, if you had to guess. And the children that are amassed around you all look to their parents or whoever the parental person is around them, and the parent like nods, and all the children begin walking towards the bell.
Nanny nods to Stewart to keep the illusion up. Wait for Stewart to nod back at me to give me the child permission to go to the bell.
Yeah, there's that Star Wars exchange of nods between all the people involved.
And I cast message towards him. Don't leave me in the dust. Surrounded by stinky children.
This is gross.
What do we call you, little Auntie Nanny?
Nanners.
Nanners.
Little manners.
Manners. That's what Dad always said. Mind your manners, little manners. And just
Nanners.
I try to skip away.
Thorne, hold Nanner's hand. Make sure she doesn't get lost.
No, I have to.
Yes.
Who doesn't like Thorne Manners?
She'll just hold out one claw.
Finger.
Like, but if she's got claws,
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
holds that out for the child to hold.
I grab her finger away from the claw.
So the children begin walking down Main Street towards the bell. You guys know that the direction they're walking towards appears to be the church. You know that church, Toddrick. So they begin walking towards the church, and you see a mass of people are at the church. And there's a few wagons sort of lined up. And everyone that's walking towards there is the same, listless, we gotta do this again, this sucks. That same, attitude-y. They're all Thorne. Walking towards these carts. You hear the bell toll stop, and then there's, a gaggle of people just sort of meandering. And then someone sort of steps up and takes charge. And you realize that the person who steps up and takes charge is the burgomaster, and he's just shouting out commands. You, here, go, yes, all will be well. Here, you, no, come this way. You, stand here. You, Isak, this way. And you see the one guy with, the giant, cowl over his one arm, just grumbling around. The one that Thorne has a crush on. Around.
Crush on.
And you see that all of the children kind of get lined up. And this takes a good 30, 45 minutes to have this all happen.
I instigate more unruliness with them to make it hard to line them all up. Like I pull one kid's hair and...
Sure.
Yeah.
So it takes the full hour to line these people up then. And you realize that when you hear the ding.
I gotta cast my spell
ding.
again.
Yep. So you just immediately oh. And you cast it a second time.
I'm making my costumes.
Yeah. Your hair starts to turn ratty again. You're oh.
Yep.
And you fix yourself. So as you guys are sort of here waiting, you're seeing more carts come, and someone brings a giant wicker ball. It reminds you kind of the giant wicker statue of Strahd, but it's just a giant orb. And then there's people bringing just really pathetic looking bushels of flowers that seem to be mostly half wilted. They're not very bright and colorful. They're kind of pallid. And then all at once there is a shout that sort of pierces the sky, and the caravan of nonsense lurches forwards, led by disgruntled children, to include Auntie Nanny. Basically, there's a parade of unhappy children dressed as flowers and brightly colored things, and they're just sort of trudging down Main Street. Toddrick, you could have been a pumpkin here, but you chose not to. So they're leading the front, and then there's just behind them are adults, just pulling a cart, and on the cart is this giant wicker ball, and then behind that is another cart, and the burgomaster is smiling with his wife. And she's just holding one of those bouquets of just nasty wilted flowers. And then there's a few people on horseback beside them, kind of pulling the cart on the sides. There are, as they pass down the main street, just waving like a prom float at everybody. You see that there's people on their front stoops and porches, and basically all the shop fronts have people kind of lined up like an independence parade, essentially, as they're just sort of disgruntledly walking down. The only people that seem to be excited for this business are the burgomaster and his wife, because they make the Kool-Aid. And they basically move all the way down to the center of the town square. And you see what looks like an elaborate series of gallows. That's basically your only frame of reference. It looks like a bunch of like building scaffolding and a large gallows in the middle of it. But you see them like bring the cart underneath it, and then someone steps inside and grabs the cart and like does some things, and the giant wicker orb starts rising up as if someone's cranking the gallows, and this giant wooden ball is just slowly going higher and higher into the sky between buildings. It's about 15 feet off the ground when it finally like lurches to a stop and just sort of like listlessly swings back and forth around there. And then you see all of the disgruntled adults, and you're offered some as well. You see all the disgruntled adults all like get basically like the I forget what the hell it's called. The holy water thing, the honeycomb thing. They have that thing. I forget what the hell that thing's called. But they are, there's like someone comes around with a bucket, and everyone is like given these small wooden dowels to dip in the bucket. And the bucket you see as it gets passed to you, it's full of like this viscous liquid, which you assume to be oil or grease or something like that. And everyone just sort of like, okay, and then we gotta dip the thing, and they begin like splashing it towards the giant wooden ball. They all like take their dip, they splash it a few times, and then they hand their rod back, and they walk to the back of the line, and then someone comes in. So if you guys want to, you are welcome to join the procession and splash what you assume to be oil on this wicker ball.
Yeah, Nanners is she's going along. She's like, okay, sure. I'll fling on the wood.
Mm-hmm. Even the kids are allowed to get in on this. Toddrick, Stewart, Thorne, you're offered some of this this grease and a wooden dowel thing.
Generally, like it looks pretty easy, right?
Yeah, you dip the thing in there and splash the grease on the wooden ball.
Okay, she'll do it quickly.
Yeah. So you kind of walk up, you follow the procession in, you sort of splash it in, you see like the flecks of oil or whatever it is hit the ball, and you put the thing back in the liquid, and you proceed out. Stewart and Toddrick, do you follow in line?
Stewart doesn't.
No? Okay. Stewart hangs back. Toddrick,
Yeah.
You note that Stewart hangs back. Do you also?
He really quickly plays with the idea of going ahead and setting this ball on fire.
Mm-hmm.
But he decides not to.
Okay.
One, because we just got all of our stuff back, and it's really way too early to start making a town hate us.
That's
and fair. Yeah, and two, he's interested in seeing how this plays out.
Sure. Do you go up and splash oil on it? No.
Mm-hmm.
So you stand firm with Stewart as Thorne just sort of happily goes along and bloop, splashes it, and then comes back to join you guys.
I will. Now, are they taking the dowels? Is it like a whole bucket of dowels, and then like the thing coming, or is it just one thing that and then you put it back
There's
in?
a couple of them. You could probably snag one if you wanted to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's gonna snag one with oil on it.
Okay. It appears to be Honey Nut Cheerios, the thing he dips in the honey. It appears to be that. And as far as you can tell, unless you want to make a roll, it appears to be oil. It just appears to be regular ass oil.
Yeah, no, he's gonna take that and probably like a rag from his pouch and just kind of like wrap it up in there and just kind of squeeze it on there.
Aspergillum, that's what they're called. Thank you.
Who just rammed you?
That's exactly what I was looking for. That thing. I know that the incense one is called a censer. I couldn't remember what the hell the aspergillum is called.
Aspergillum. Get out of here.
So you guys, Thorne joins the procession, and she comes back in. She looks like she did a good job. Thorne, you did a great job. And then you see the cart that was bearing the burgomaster sort of pull up just before it. And people around the outside, like it looks like his guards and the people that are on horseback, begin lighting torches. And so there's like a bevy of torches sort of around him. And he looks out to everyone and he says, "Gathered masses! It is by the grace of Eomar, the Lightbringer, lawgiver of truth, that we are able to be here this day. And it is through him that all things will be well." And he reaches up and takes one of the torches and touches it to this giant wicker ball, and you see this blazing sun appear as it is just sort of in spinning giant fireball. rotating. And as he does so, he looks across the crowd, and like all the people holding torches sort of raise their torches up. And he says, "There will be fun and games everywhere. The town square will be your playground. It is a festival. Enjoy yourself. All will be well." And as he says, "All will be well" the second time, the gray, disgusting, foreboding skies open up, and a relentless torrent of rain just sort of down on this awful festival. Enough rain that you guys are relatively quickly soaked to the bone, and most of the torches are put out. And everyone just sort of scatters underneath awnings and away from things, and the children are like, "Ha!" And they're having fun because everyone else is salty about it. And Auntie Nanny plays along. And you hear, comically, from a distance, "Ha!" And someone just finds this to be the funniest thing, that on this, the day of the Festival of the Blazing Sun, a torrent of rain washes away all of the fire and the sun. And upon hearing this laughter, the burgomaster turns, and for the first time, you see him fucking livid. And he points to the man laughing, and you can see, Stewart, you recognize immediately that this man is dressed in garb of a guard. And he points to him and he says, "The stockade's with you now!" And other guards rush in and grab this guy, and he's immediately brought before these carts and put in stockades. And he says, "He will add to the amusement! All will be well!" As this guy is like struggling in the stockades. And people begin pelting him with things. Because, villagers always have just things around to pelt people with.
Yeah, I pelted him with some stuff.
All this just for laughing?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
The one guy who's enjoying this bullshit.
Thorne looks very confused.
He's going to look at Stu and be like, "I don't think he brought a child."
Oh, that's what happened.
He didn't. Potluck.
You can't just enjoy and laughter and merriment if you don't bring your own child.
Yeah, nanners, go frolic.
Yeah.
Don't get us in trouble.
Yes, they are. Oh, look at me I'm having fun. With these the rain.
Having fun.
It's okay. You cannot lock me up because I'm a child, and this is what children do.
Walking on the beach.
So what did the rest of you do? You see a man seemingly arrested for what you perceive to be laughing and nothing happening. What do you guys do with this information? The fires are kind of like flickering out because the rain is coming down. You guys are safely under an awning, so you're not getting too wet. Nanny is out there frolicking with the rest of the children, like a hydrant in New York City. And this man is very uncomfortably in the stocks as the children like splash water at him because they don't understand why he's in trouble. And you see the burgomaster is directing fun to be had despite the torrent of rain. What do the three of you do?
I am going to see if old Beef Stew here wants to, like, you're going to go talk to your friend over there. I don't know, let him know you're part of the watch, give a little secret handshake, a little woogie.
While he's in the stocks.
Yeah, just kind of
being publicly ridiculed. You want me to align with him right now in front of everybody? I'm
not saying you got to align yourself with him. Just go up there and give him a little slap, but talk to him under your breath, like, "How dare you?" Slap him. "Hey, why are you in here? Hey, I can't believe you do this. Hey, what's going on? Why are they locking you up? How dare you?" Just stuff like that. Or you can go around. We can go around, and I don't want to just make it all about you. We've got to be part of this team too. We can try to find people who look sympathetic towards the man and try to figure it out that way.
I think
you know what? Yeah. Second thought. The second one sounds much better.
Yeah, no, I like what you're doing there. Why don't you have a lookout for other people maybe that look like they're not enjoying this at all, right?
All right, and
I'll keep an eye on him to make sure they don't just secret him away and kill him, because I kind of suspect that's the kind of thing that happens around here.
It's a solid suspicion.
And when he gets out, because they gotta let him out eventually, right? Or when somebody lets their guard down later and there's not so many people, I'll talk to him and we'll figure.
It'd be great if they let the guard down. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it can't rain forever. Oh wait, yes it can, because this place is terrible.
So you look around, Toddrick, and you see that everyone looks like they're not enjoying this. Everyone seems like they are being forced to be here. And roll me an insight, because you're pretty good at those.
Thorne would like to try that as well.
Sure.
She's trying to learn how to people.
Okay. So Thorne, you see clearly that everyone seems to be disgruntled and they don't want to be here. Like you seem like you thought it was like fun. Like this has the ingredients to be fun. There was a parade. There's a giant fireball. You get to do the oil thing. The kids are playing, but no one else seems to be having fun. It's one of those things where you're like, oh, is it just me? It's just me. Everyone else is not having fun.
She'll just stand there and look mean.
Yeah, you go from like the weird dragonborn toothy grin to like, I take it back. It was like, oh no,
with a lizard face.
Yeah.
I don't wanna.
No one else is smiling. Toddrick, you feel like everyone, like as you're looking around, you don't get much more of a sense than Thorne does, but you see that everyone's like almost nervously eyeing the guy who got put in the stockades, as if like they have to have fun or the same could happen to them, kind of opinion.
But he was having fun though. He was laughing.
Was he? He was laughing at the fact that the rain came down and ruined the festival.
Well, so were the kids.
The kids were laughing because their children get to play in the rain, and there's a festival around. They don't really know much better. He was an adult guardsman who worked for the burgomaster.
Maybe he was just a little off, and maybe he enjoyed working in the rain too.
Either way, the burgomaster decided that that's not what was happening and put him in the stocks. So perception is reality to the burgomaster.
You could have had fun in this rain, Toddrick, had you decided to be a kid too. Look how much fun I'm having.
You hear this in telepathic messages? Look at me.
I'm just staring at him, like not even moving. Just look how much fun I'm having, Toddrick.
Just kicks water at him. So you get the impression that like everyone around is like, oh yeah, and they're kind of like talking to each other, but like every once in a while their eyes glance towards the guy, and like you don't really see a lot of adults messing with him. It's mostly just the kids because they don't seem to know any better. So that's the opinion you get, or that's the feeling you get around the crowd. That this is mandatory fun.
Can I cast message on the guard as I'm like laughing at him and pointing at him?
Okay.
Okay. Does the burgomaster do this often?
And you see him like in the stocks, like jiggling around. And he like begins looking around at whatever this was.
I'm here.
And you hear him say, yes? He's like looking around, trying to figure out where this voice is coming from.
Does this feed his overinflated ego to do this to people?
No.
Shit. Is this the worst that will happen to you? Or does he have other plans?
You see him like, how close to you are this guy? How close to this guy are you?
I'm like 10 feet away, maybe, staring at him.
You see his eyes look to the horse, and then like back to the ground, and he says, "No." And he's saying it out loud, like as if he's a crazy person.
So that horse, are there maybe 3 other horses involved, and some rope? Is that what awaits you?
You see his eyes go wide, and he goes, "No."
Oh, well, I thought he was saying no to like this is not the worst
It's not the worst, but he meant dragging by horse, not drawing and quartering. You sadistic monster.
I'm sorry, I come from a place where very, very bad things happen.
Devil woman.
Just what her mind's gonna go through if she's looking. So I like message real quick to Stewart. Anything you want to ask this fella, I can ask him.
Ask him what it's about.
What's all this about? Why is the Burgomaster doing all this charade, this weird festival of fire? Is it to instill some kind of hope in this dreary place, or
roll insight?
Oh, I have proficiency in insight. Ooh, I got a 17.
So he says out loud, and you know immediately, like, just how uncomfortable and nervous he looks. But he just says, "All will be well." And then he just sort of, like, slinks back into the thing.
I'm assuming it will not be well.
So with a 17, I would say that you're a smart enough crazy person that you kind of get the inference that all will be well, and if you say otherwise, have some stockades or being dragged by a horse. So if you ruin the facade of everything is fine, insubordination.
Okay.
Churlish and insubordinate.
Is the ultimate end game to this charade of fun just to keep people's spirits up, to make the Burgomaster look like he has everything in charge, or is there a deeper something he's trying to hide?
And again, he responds nervously, "All will be well."
Okay.
And he's trying to like keep a smile on despite being in the stocks.
Yes. Well, good day to you, good sir. And I link up with Stewart. Yes, apparently the Burgomaster just wants to keep this facade going of everything looking great, looking dandy, and if anyone steps out of line from that, then, you get the stocks, and perhaps worse, but not as worse as it could have been.
I mean, to be fair, you did see the village of Barovia, and that place sucked worse than this.
I did. That place was horrible. Like a zombie, your dead relatives come out every night, and werewolf creatures.
Well, yeah, no, that's fair. You gotta keep morale up.
What if someone got put in the stocks with the guy and they could talk with him? Maybe he's just not comfortable. Do I know that you're telepathically mind screwing this guy?
Probably not.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Are you volunteering?
No. I mean, I'm too short for those stocks. It would look weird.
You do see there are no dwarven-sized stocks.
You're suggesting me.
Yeah, or Thorne, but I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to see Thorne put in anything that she couldn't get out of, freely.
She won't take that well, and I hate you. I hate you.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Do I know? I know of Nanny's ability to.
Here's the thing.
I would say I think she's used it enough times that you would pick up on. I think she might have used it with you a few times.
Yeah. We've been talking.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. But so that's gonna be Toddrick's idea. That's what he's gonna propose: is that Stewart get himself locked up and see why the other guy is treated. See what happens to him. See what happens when he gets treated that way, and if he can figure it out, and Nanny can, he can.
Okay. Here's the thing. Nanny's in more than just your head, buddy. She's been talking to me in my brain, and she's already gotten information from this guy.
It sounds like having an affair.
She's in my head too.
Yeah,
and his.
Todd's just gonna be like.
So, there's not much to tell. It's just a morale thing. So put your smile on, or they're gonna fucking throw you in there.
Is it though?
Probably not, but that's all this guy's telling her. Okay, if we had a sneaky person in this group, which we don't, I know you think you are sometimes, but we don't.
Yeah.
I'd say, well, the burgomaster's distracted out here. We go have a look at his house. But I suspect it's full of dead people or bodies in the basement or those creepy people Nanny was hanging out with in the sewing circle. Like,
why do you think everything's so bad here? All will be well.
Yeah. Yeah, Stewart probably takes a moment. All will be well.
Yeah. A few people like, oh yeah, all will be well.
We got to put on this facade or we're screwed. Like, I don't want to go in the stocks. I don't know if this guy's going to survive the night.
Oh god, Todd, and just no, I can't.
Hey, do you know the origin of the phrase "watch your ass"?
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
Just for reference, Todd was gonna do something stupid to get himself stocked up, but I don't know if I want to do that right now.
I mean, they'd put you on a barrel.
Yeah.
You wouldn't leave you hanging there.
Just sit there. Yeah, little legs swinging.
Yep.
I think we just do what we can to enjoy the festivities today. Whatever they got, it's raining. It sucks.
Nanny wants to link up with Stewart and say, "What if I could stealthily ruin these festivities and get us some money?"
What if
I can cause some chaos, cause it to be blamed on this Baba Lasaga, and have the burgomaster send us out to kill her? We get the seed for the Wizard of Wine. We get a bounty for us.
Oh, this could go so bad.
No one will know it was me.
Are you sure?
I start casting message on every single little kid, threatening them, pretending that I'm Baba Lasaga, and that I'm here to ruin their party.
Roll deception.
Oh, shit.
Thorne has just been, like, standing around.
The best part is, so Thorne, you're standing around, and you just see Toddrick looking at Stewart and looking at this child, this little girl that was holding your hand, and then you see Stewart looking at them both, and they look like they're thinking, and they look like they're having a conversation with their face. Like, But it's just the three of them in like a triangle with the kid just standing there, looking and nodding, and you just.
Oh, I don't want to kick. Look at this.
So what are you doing when you see all of their faces looking stern and like they're having a conversation but not speaking at all?
She's just doing that like dog like head tilt thing. And like watching them, and then when she doesn't get it, she kind of turns the other way.
Yep. And they just continue talking in their heads and making faces and like shaking. Every once in a while you see that like subconscious like nod.
She'll look over at some other children nearby.
The normal children seem to be doing nothing. They seem to be playing children things.
She'll just. I think she's gonna get along better with them at this point. It's just like I don't.
So you wade into a sea of children and begin frolicking in the rain?
She'll just stand there, and if kids want to play with her, they'll...
Okay. Perfect. So a few kids want to like poke you and like they ask about your bones and they like go to touch your spear and you like swat them away from the spear because kids can't play with spears.
No.
They do kid things around you.
And
the longer you stand there, the more they get comfortable.
Yeah. She's used to that. She'll just stand there, and eventually the kids will be
normalized to your Dragonborn ways.
Yeah.
Do I stir up a frenzy with these?
What
kids?
are you saying in the kids' heads?
Something along more lines like, "Children of Valaki, fear me, for I am Baba Lasaga. Soon I will come and bring you to my domain, where I will feast upon all of you. Enjoy your fun in the rain, for I will reign soon." And I would love to like stealthily hide somewhere and cast Shatter in the Sky, but that might give too much away. But I want to cause a frenzied panic among all these kids and have them.
So you see several of the children just begin crying, and they kind of run off and go like find a parent. They're like kind of like pushing through adults to find a parent. You have terrified several children to the point of tears. I assume that was sort of your goal, was to terrify children.
Can I see the Burgomaster as well? Can I see him?
You can see him. Yeah, he's on top of that float still, like proudly. Does
he notice the terrified kids? Maybe
he does notice the terrified kids.
Oh, because they're not having fun.
So he notices the terrified kids. Man,
Word of our community.
I would say you guys have been here for a little bit. If the ball just started and the rain started, how soon after would you cast this? Would you wait a few hours into the day of the kids getting festivities?
I'd wait maybe 5 to 10 minutes, really. Like just when it starts to start having fun, give them a little bit of chance. Like, okay, it's going to go well, but don't give them enough chance to get the fun really up and going.
Okay.
Boom. Babala Saga has seen. She sent in the rain to stop the festival.
Okay.
It's having fun, so boom, making her presence known.
Okay, so you see a bunch of these kids scatter, and like a few of them are crying about this Babala Saga coming down, and there's an evil voice in their head, and they're like yelling these things, and that kind of spooks several of the other children. And you see them like pushing through crowds and like knocking adults to the side, and they're going to their parents, and the parents are like consoling them, and they're like consoling the kids and looking up at the Burgomaster, and you can just see he's getting angrier and angrier, and he kind of looks to everybody, and he puts his arms out, and he says, "That is enough! That is enough! All will be well! All will be well! Now, all of you, everything is done! We'll proceed to... No! We'll proceed back to the church! All will be well! We'll listen to the Father's procession, and all will be well!" And he's adamant, like he's getting more and more frustrated that everything must be well. And you can see everyone's kind of like, "Oh, don't know what to happen. Not sure what's happening."
Thorne is slowly backing away.
Yeah. Like maybe it's your fault.
You were near all the kids.
Yeah, she has no idea, so she's just slowly backing.
Keep out of the loop in case she spills information.
You see the like some of the guards, like the ones that were mounted on horses, sort of wheel the Burgomaster around, and he's drenched. He's just been standing out in the rain, professing how awesome the day is. And he begins being led back up the path they came down with. Now everything's kind of muddy, like everything's sloshing around on the cobblestones, and like there's mud everywhere. And he begins leading this pseudo procession back towards the church that they started at, back to St. Andrew's. A lot of like the adults are like kind of like looking to the guards, and like you see the guards kind of like nod, like everyone sort of knows that this is sort of the status quo with this guy, which you guys have more or less figured out. And like the adults start like herding their children to follow the procession back towards St. Andrew's. Do you guys follow as well? You see a few of the adults kind of break off, like after like the guards have passed. They, like some of them break off and go. You assume return to their homes.
Nanny wants to follow.
Okay.
And just the occasional message going out to like a random kid over here.
Yeah.
Maybe even like a parent.
Sure.
It's like all will be well. Keep walking.
And as you do, like everyone, like whoever you do it to, like winces, or like the occasional child just starts weeping. And the procession leads back, and the very disgruntled Burgomaster like gets out of his carriage and is led inside, and his wife is like soaked, and she's got like a veil and these shitty flowers, and she's led inside. And Stewart, Toddrick, and Thorne, I assume, are you following as well? This procession?
Yeah. Stewart's probably like whispering to Toddrick, I'm pretty sure this is Nanny. I'm pretty sure she's doing something really, really stupid.
So the
Sounds
procession.
like
Oh, go ahead.
Nope, just said sounds like Nanny.
Oh, the procession leads all the way back to St. Andrew's Church. And like I said, you see him begin to walk in. You see that Father Donovich is actually there, and he's at the door outside, like sort of greeting everybody. But he looks confused, like this is far too, like confused that this isn't supposed to be happening right now. You just see him like, oh, and he like looks inside, and he looks at the burgomaster, and he looks back inside, and he's probably looking to someone inside, like the other priest. And he's like, "Come inside, get warm. All will be well. Come on in." And he's like greeting everybody. When you guys finally get there, he looks to you and he says, "What? What happened? They should be here much later. What? Stewart? What?
All will be well."
And he looks to like Thorne. All will be well.
He points at the sky, just like it. They lit the thing, and then it started raining really hard.
Right. Well, come in out of the rain. All will be well. And he sees like looking around. And Toddrick, I assume you're like the last person to come in, because you're an adult. Someone has to lead Ninny in there. He looks to you and he says, "What happened?"
Who is this asking us what happened?
Father Donovich, the one you brought here.
Oh, yeah. He's just gonna point at the sky. Then he's got a plan.
And like he looks at you and like looks around and doesn't see Auntie Nanny.
I don't know anything about that. But this place. Wait, and then she'll look around. Is it just them there? There's nobody else there.
You guys are the last ones going in. The church is filling up with all the people that wandered back to the church.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's gonna look around and then she's gonna lean in and then just be like, "This place is weird."
He like smiles and nods to you, and then he just looks to the side, like looks into the church and says, "All will be well." And then he like motions you inside. Yeah, it's definitely one of those like, yeah, no, this was an interesting choice. I didn't expect this either. And he like ushers you inside and then follows you in. And Toddrick, you've been here before. It looks much like the church in Barovia, for a frame of reference. And you see that the priest has taken his pulpit at the front, and he is pretty much bought right into the burgomaster's "all will be well," and he's professing the sun god Aelmar, kind of like he proselytized when you walked in as a hero, the savior of Barovia with your sweet glaive skills that you spoke about. And he begins like talking about how all will be well.
Enjoy
The
your
conqueror
stay.
of the night has come, and he will protect us. The Lord of Light, and he's just going on and on about how awesome Aelmar, the god of the sun, is, and how it is due to his divine graces that all will in fact be well, and it is because of the faithful here in Vallaki that we have been protected from the devil Strahd, and how we owe the burgomaster our faith because it's through his strength that we are able to have these festivals, and how everything is great, and your prayers and your whatever, and he's just going on and on, like completely sold on this burgomaster's, or at least he seems really convincing that he is sold on this burgomaster situation. And it is that point that you hear a sharp contrast to whatever he's saying as glass shatters from the top of the steeple and rains down on the gathered masses. And you hear from outside of the church a scream as these monstrosities that you've never seen before begin crawling in through the window on the ceiling. They're upside down and crawling through. They look like they're pallid, like dead-looking, gaunt-faced humanoids that are just walking on their hands and legs on the ceiling, like crawling on all fours. And one of them looks down and sneers at you and opens his mouth, and you just see a mouthful of sharp fangs as you see what you assume to be some kind of vampire spawn has broken into the church. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
All will be well.
Darn that Baba Lysaga!
Remember that time that there were bones in the church?
Yeah. Remember that time where there wasn't bones in the church? Because there's probably still not bones in the church, and we should have found the bones and put them back in the church?
I remember now.
The best part is, like, this is a well-written adventure, and it literally says, the characters can prevent this event from occurring by doing this. It's like, okay.
No, that sounds like too much trouble.
Yeah, well, I gave it to you as a quest, and Toddrick said, no, that sounds like too much trouble. And I was like,
no, I believe Toddrick said, hey, let's find a way to scam them.
Yeah.
And now we're working on another plan of let's try to scam them.
Try to scam them. He said, yeah, it sounded like there was bones. Maybe we could just get some random bones and put it in there and we'll get a reward.
Trick them.
You're not telling the barbarian anything that's going on.
Nope. She won't like it.
No, we just pretty much. She's like one of those toys where you like pull the thing, except when you pull it and let it go, she just chops. So we just point her in the direction and pull her string and just like go for it.
That's pretty good. So that was episode 11, called The Festival of the Sun. So we'll go around, do our outros, and let us know what you guys thought about the show. Auntie Nanny, you were gone last episode. Rem, you're back this episode. You've done a lot of killing, horse riding, and torturing children. So who are you? What are you doing here? And what did you think of the Festival of the Blazing Sun?
Everybody, it's me, Rem, at Insomniac Inc. Also, that's my Twitter handle. Had a lot of fun. Got to get into my Auntie Nanny shenaniganery by tapping into that not so nice side of her. For funsies and hopefully moneysies, I write D&D adventures myself, published on the DMs Guild. There's a link to my shop. Feel free to please give them a glance. One of them is up for free for download, so please grab it, run it, read it if you want to, and review it. And you can find me playing Curse of Strahd on Encounter Roleplay tomorrow at 4:30, and then DMing the Shoals of Beauregard on Encounter Roleplay also on Thursday at 4:30. And I think this Sunday at 9 a.m. Or Saturday, one of those two, I'm going to be on Nerd Immersion playing a one-shot for their 24-hour charity stream.
Jeez.
I'm dinging all the D's.
And if you guys want to see more of Rem's hard work, and I believe some of your art, you guys can check out Encounter Roleplay has, they release their Patreon magazine every month, and also Rem did a lot of the work on the Encounter Roleplay Breath of Gore.
Oh, yeah.
So you've backed that. You've seen a lot of his work already. So if you like that kind of thing, go check out his store. There's a lot of cool stuff on there. Someone else who has a really cool store with a lot of cool stuff on it, not that hat, but maybe. Madfish, who are you? What are you doing here? And what did you think of the Festival of the Blazing Sun?
I'm Madfish. I hang out on the internet and I make stuff for my store. Dice bags. I get a lot of those. Got a bunch of other things. I think that this festivals in general are very confusing to Thorne. So this one is extra confusing because it's Barovia and everything is backwards and wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, this is already a person who gets through her days by having an itemized list of the things that she is and is not allowed to do.
Mostly eat, but yep.
Yeah, but you know, more like in public.
All right.
You know, like she's been taught, probably with a stick.
Yeah.
That she is and is not allowed to do certain things. So, yeah, being in this place has been very confusing. Also, she's been drinking, so this is opening her mind a little.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is probably not a good idea, but you know, it had to happen sometime. She had to grow up sometime.
Yeah, for sure.
Grow up and go drinking.
And it's a good place to grow up in Barovia. You learn the mean streets of Barovia. It's going to be a good time. So someone used to the mean streets, but still hates Barovia. Mr. Bitters, who are you? What are you doing here? And how did you enjoy the Festival of the Blazing Sun?
I'm Mr. Bitters, and all will be well. I'm just, here hanging out, doing hood rat things with my friends. I feel like I usually play a character that I differentiate from myself pretty well, but contains elements of my personality. Stewart is just me with sweet bow staff skills. So, he likes this place as much as I do.
Which is so much. You keep coming back week after week. You must love this place.
Yeah, big fan.
Huge fan. Gonna start a farm. I'm gonna start a farm family in Barovia.
Yeah, once we get that other seed back.
Yeah. All will be well.
All will be well.
Frags, you've had a couple of intense episodes. You found out some familial things. You found out that you might not be a dwarf, or at least you think you might not be a dwarf. And you found out the consequences of avoiding side quests. So who are you? What are you doing here? And what do you think of the Festival of the Blazing Sun?
I'm KW Frags, and I'm the worst role player ever. I tend to do what I want, what I think is fun. Don't care if it messes up the groove. No, I'm a mod around here sometimes, whether they like it or not. Toddrick is definitely doing some weird stuff now. I would like to say that I've got a handle on this character, but I'm not sure if I really do. At 14 episodes in, or whatever number we're at now, I'm still kind of like, don't do that. Yeah, that sounds like something you do.
That's fair.
And it's just kind of he's kind of an ever evolving man-child who thinks he knows the right things to do. And
to be fair, you were essentially a college graduate who is on your first real adventure in the world, because your previous adventures where you just wandered around a city and Stewart protected you because he's a guard, and now you're out in the world and this world sucks. So he pretty much, he's the epitome of if he read every Harry Potter book 4 or 5 times and then walked through the fog that happened to be platform 9 3/4 or whatever, and now he's in Harry Potter world and he thinks he knows everything because he's read all the books. So but anyway, I'm like I said, KDB Frags on Twitch and Twitter, and I do stuff sometimes, but most of the times I don't. Fantastic. Well, with that, guys, we're going to end the stream. Tomorrow we have Blades in the Dark at our normal time of 8 p.m. It is the season finale of Season 2 of 6 and 20 for the Shroud. On Thursday, we have more Havoc in the Hinterlands, which should be heating up, wink, nod. And this Sunday, we'll be back with Simbaroom Episode 3, A Brush with Darkness. Which would be pretty awesome. And as a reminder, we are still doing a giveaway for Simbaroom. Right now, if you type !1 giveaway in the chat, you can enter to win a chance to win one of 3 copies of the Simbaroom Starter Bundle PDF, which includes the core rulebook, it includes the Advanced Player's Guide, and a bunch of maps, a map set. There are 3 giveaway winners, and if you refer friends, you get more entries to win. So tell your friends, jump in there, get everyone involved, and enter for your chance to win this awesome book. Mr. Bitters has borrowed my copy of it to make his character. He read the book and was like, "Hey, can I play, please?" So if you want to play the game, or if you even have an inkling, at least for the art in the book is amazing. So definitely check that out. You can Google the art by looking up Simbaroom art on the Googles. You can Google it on the Googles. And with that stumbling muttering, we're going to go raid our friend Johnny over at the Video Store Cowboy channel. He is currently streaming some video games, some Overwatch. So he is a new up-and-coming streamer. He just started restreaming on his channel. So go check him out and give him all your hot, sticky raid love. And from all of us to you guys, bye-bye.